it's odd. There's even a pocket in Great Neck that is very dangerous.
Where?
Glen Cove.
Glen Cove. Where in Great Neck? That's where all the cleaning help live.
I don't know this area.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, Robin. You need to be... You're very unaware.
You know what's back to the South Shore?
I thought
Lakewood.
Great Neck was
What?
a freezer.
Lakewood.
Lakewood.
Right next to the 5 towns. So
Really?
Malvern, Lakewood.
Really? I don't know. Malvern.
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 That
There you go.
Jesus.
Pockets everywhere.
Oh!
Now, listen, you got to know what are the good neighborhoods and what are the bad neighborhoods. You get caught in a bad neighborhood, you'll be in trouble. You know that.
But it's always weird how these neighborhoods border each other because Hempstead's right on the border of Garden City.
Well, here, when I grew up in Roosevelt, which was, really a depressed, economically anyway, a depressed mentally town, a welfare town.
And that's depressing.
And right next door was Merrick, which was filled with rich white people.
Yeah.
And I used to even say to some of my black schoolmates, I'd say, why are you beating me up? I'm the only white guy left. Go beat up the people in Merrick. They don't want to live with you. I want to live with you.
Now, let me ask you
They said, no, you don't want to live with us. You just stuck here.
knew.
Yeah, they knew. They knew.
Let me ask you something.
We're alive.
Your pappy can't make no money.
Give me your pants.
I have a friend who swears he had uncles that lived in Roosevelt
Yes.
in the 50s, and he swears that there was a part of Roosevelt that was really nice and really upscale.
In the 50s, maybe.
Brookside Avenue, right up Brookside
Yeah,
Avenue?
but that's almost Baldwin.
Then they built
Yeah.
houses.
Yeah, and now go there. See how upscale it is.
Yeah, in the 50s.
In the
It's a
50s.
long time ago.
Farmland.
You gotta go back to,
Dems was the 50s.
you got to go back to potato farms.
Yeah. No, the neighborhood I grew up in was a horror scene.
But John never knows what's going on.
No,
No, I don't drive through Long Island and go, oh, wow, this is a black neighborhood. I mean,
you don't do
Nobody
that.
said you needed to say it was a black neighborhood. Just
Say
know where you're safe
just say
and where you're not.
it's not a safe
I live on the
neighborhood.
North Shore now. Nobody here seems to know what's the bad neighborhood. On the North
I got news for you. Where you lived is a bad neighborhood.
But you know what? When you were a kid, right, didn't you used
Yeah.
to go to the movies at Roosevelt Field?
Yes, I used to go to the movies in Roosevelt
Well,
until they shot down the screen.
Until they closed it.
Yeah, they condemned it.
my friends, hang out with my friends would go out to the island. I said, let's go to the movies. It's playing at Roosevelt Field. They're like, don't go
Yeah,
there.
Roosevelt Field now, a lot of people are afraid to go to.
Just leave your keys in your car. Don't have them.
I went to Roosevelt Field movie theater a couple of weeks ago.
so you've been there, then?
Yeah, Roosevelt Field, not where you went.
Raceway.
Not Roosevelt Raceway. I hear Raceway, I'm gone. Where I went was Roosevelt Field.
Yeah.
And you got Bloomingdale's right there where they got valet parking, and then right next is the movie theater. Now, I went in there, and I'll say, listen, I'd say it was a mixed audience. All right? That's what I'm going to go on record as saying. And a certain part of the audience was with those laser pointers.
Oh, dear.
Some brothers came in with laser pointers and started pointing. Now, then all the white people are going, all right, do we start yelling at this black guy, or is he going to beat us
not.
up?
What are you, crazy?
So, of course, we all sat
He's already
quiet.
got a laser pointer.
Yeah.
What else does he have?
And I stood up, and I was going to get all pissed. And I said, wait, there's a black guy. You're going to beat the crap out of me, and then where am I going to be?
How do you know it's a laser pointer? How do you know it's not the scope of a rifle?
Exactly.
That's right.
No, I saw the kid walk in with the laser pointer, and he was pointing at all the people on the screen on their eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just to me, never see a movie here again.
Right. I understand that where you're
That
supposed
this
to...
is no
Yeah.
longer
Oh.
a place I can go.
I will never go. Because, first of all, I know they have ushers there. They could have gone over and told that gentleman to leave.
What,
They don't.
They should risk their lives?
I'm out of there. I don't go anywhere for a movie now. I watch on TV now.
No, there are movies you can go to.
Here's what I hear. If you're on
Where,
the
in
ground,
heaven?
you're looking for your non-mixed theaters. I heard you go to your Levittown Lowe's is a good place to go.
Yeah, this is
Bill,
this.
that's okay.
Yeah, I've gone to like
You have to
the.
drive forever.
Glen Cove did.
I go to Great Neck Movie Theater. That's nice. I go. You know which movie theater I go to? I'll tell you right now. I don't say the upkeep is so great, but what's that town right next to Great Neck where they don't let the Jews in?
Roslyn.
No, Roslyn they have the
Glen
Jews.
Cove?
No, what starts with an M? Not
Muttontown?
Not Muttontown.
Next to
Manhasset. Manhasset.
They don't let Jews in Manhasset?
Sure they
Very few Jewish families in Manhasset.
Oh,
Go to Manhasset High School. Tell me how many Jews are in there.
Didn't you used to live in Manhasset?
No.
There were
no.
synagogues there.
Yeah, no, isn't there a lot of...
Trust me, I don't think there's too many
Temples
Jews in
there, I
Manhasset.
think.
That's a theater I like. No Jews, no nobody. It's just everybody. It's perfect. Just seems like regular people.
I got to ask a dopey question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What else do you have?
If you're gonna rob cars or rip
Right.
off stuff from them,
Yeah.
and you're a car thief, wouldn't you go to a better neighborhood so that
Stupid. Those are the professionals. These are kids who bust in and got stuttering John's airbag.
these are pros, Howard.
I don't know.
Be able to
Kid's not going to steal an
dismantle
airbag and have a
an airbag.
fence.
They're not going to go. How are they going to get to a good neighborhood and not be spotted? They're spotted in good neighborhoods.
The nice neighborhoods are patrolled.
Exactly.
No, they had a
I'm telling
patrol
you.
car, Howard, in the actual theater.
That's a
Really?
Doesn't
You
matter.
ever see the guys driving around? They
Yeah.
look like zombies.
Wow.
Look,
But-
every day they announce that in Newark Airport, cars get stolen. Every day people bring their cars.
Right.
That's where my last car ended up in Newark.
Really?
Yeah, they stole it
Oh, there you go. You're lucky.
and ended up burnt in Newark.
Howard, when I have to travel and I go out of LaGuardia, I park my car about 2 miles away in a place with the big barbed wire. It looks like Vietnam.
Right.
Your car goes to prison.
That's great. Hey,
I'm in Dinan.
here's Officer
I'm Bill. How you
Bill.
doing?
Officer Bill.
How you doing? I work over in Brooklyn. I'm one of the crime prevention officers.
Hey, yo, Brooklyn, top of the food chain.
We're in the house.
In the house, yes. Go ahead.
Boogie down. That's the
How you
boss.
doing? Listen, Stuttering John got his airbag stolen this weekend.
Right.
It's a big problem in the city having parts of automobiles stolen. And
Yes.
Like they do send out orders and stuff. But in New York City Police Department, we offer some different programs. If anybody in New York City wants to come into the local precinct, see the crime prevention officer.
All right, tell me how to prevent airbag theft.
Okay, airbag theft. There's a sticker we put on the window. That's a deterrent. What we do is...
Sticker.
Well,
Stickers deter people?
that's just one part of the program. Then we write across the front of the airbag with an invisible marker that can only be read with a black light.
Yeah.
Our
How's that stop anybody?
what happens there now is our auto crime units go in.
They're still going to take it.
Of course you're going to. Hey, Officer Bill, no offense, man, but
We don't have time.
we don't have time for this
Sticker and
nonsense.
invisible ink.
Officer Bill, give up. Give up, pal.
It's over.
Yeah, Officer Bill clocking in with another great plan. Yeah, we marked the bags.
You got to spend so much time in your car, you don't have time to go.
Yeah, I tell you how you don't get stolen. Sit in your car. Go to a drive-in. Yeah. Oh, for goodness
with
sake.
your car.
All right, here, let's settle this once more. Here's Marshall. He's a real estate appraiser. He can tell us what neighborhoods are
What are
good.
the neighborhoods to stay
All
in?
right, what are the good neighborhoods and what are the bad neighborhoods? Go ahead, Marshall.
Hey, Howard, you're right again. Westbury is, like you had said, it's going through transition is the way we...
Thank
That's
you.
how you term it.
Yeah, we're transitioning.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're transitioning.
Believe me, I am so acutely aware of what the good neighborhoods are and the bad neighborhoods are because I grew up in a bad neighborhood, and I'm still asking myself the question, why did my parents leave me there to rot?
Stop asking.
Yeah, but hold on,
next-
Howard.
never
It's
second
mostly
guess
white
yourself,
people at
Howard,
this
never.
movie theater.
I know in the movie theater there were white
Yeah,
people.
because all the thieves are outside getting your cars.
God, please.
Now, what you're thinking of is Old Westbury, which the houses there are in the millions and...
No, yeah, he's thinking of old Westbury where there's wealthy
Right.
people.
Right.
Right.
Now, Newcastle,
Yeah,
as
Country
Gary
Road.
said, you don't want to get a flat tire in Newcastle.
Now, what about Old Country Road?
Old Country Road is fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but
That's where
don't
the
go
theater
off
is.
it.
No, that's okay.
Carl Place is a good neighborhood, too, John.
Yeah.
Carl Place is a decent
Hey, how about, hey, am I right or am I wrong? In Manhasset,
right on the money,
no, let me
as
ask you
always.
something. Manhasset, they don't let Jews in there, right? I mean, there's just a couple, but for the most part, there's no Jews, right?
Nah, I don't. I got. It's ethnically incorrect for me to get into that.
No, but I'm just asking you,
No, just
in your opinion, would you say Manhasset is a Jewish neighborhood?
yeah, you have a mix there.
You
You
do?
have a good mix.
Let me ask you something then. Garden City, Jews or no Jews? Be straight with me.
You can answer that yourself. I mean,
No
there's a lot
Jews.
there's a lot of
Very
Stearns
few.
in the phone book. Let's put it that way.
Really? I
whatever.
don't know. I think I know more than the Marshall here.
I don't think you're right.
Hey, Howard, I also appraised Billy Joel's apartment in Manhattan. You want to hear about that?
Go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you, he had someplace. It was on Central Park South a couple of years ago when him and Christy were getting divorced.
Yeah.
I was hired to do the job, and my claim to fame is that I sat on the same toilet as Christy.
Nice. She looks damn good in that Chuck Norris commercial.
She certainly does.
She looks terrific.
Oh yeah, I always.
So does Chuck, quite frankly. Chuck shaved down all his body hair for
Who
that
shot
commercial.
that video?
I don't know. We
That's
need
a
that.
good one.
We need that guy in the TV show to shoot me. I think they're shooting through a stocking. Hey, when you appraise the apartment, does she come with the apartment?
Yeah, she did.
Imagine that troll divorced her.
They never used the place. In fact, they used it if they have a gig at Madison Square Garden. Then the band would crash there. But
Right.
the doorman told me they're never there. And the place has a monthly maintenance of $6,000-7,000 a month.
They got money to burn.
The guy's a multimillionaire. Hey, dude,
Yeah.
you should use me to pick out the bad neighborhoods. My legs start to shake like a divining rod when I go through these things.
I heard your list, Howard, and you're right on the money as you
Thank you.
always are.
Thank you very much.
Right on the money.
I don't talk about stuff I don't know about. Thank you.
Well, Stuttering John F. him. He's an ass.
Right.
What the hell did I do?
Yeah.
You don't know where
I'm the
you
victim.
are.
I
You
got
know what you
robbed.
did. Victim. You know, the police just called me. There's a whole program where women can wear a sticker to prevent rape.
They get a number.
Just check
Yeah.
with your
But anyway,
your prevention officer.
Evidently, it works like a charm.
Pass the black light. Let's
I
see
saw
if
that
she's
movie.
Past the black light.
That's right. They put invisible ink.
What is it?
I saw
I saw it.
Rushmore. Did you see it?
Rushmore?
Yeah.
Just look
Wait.
like Rush.
Your face was frozen like Rushmore.
Great flick. Did you see
Is
it?
it? No, I don't go to movie theaters. You know what? It's
No,
too.
How She's All That? I know you wanted to see that.
How is She's All That?
It's really good.
Yeah, you know, I get depressed going to
Girls.
movie theaters. I
So
would
cute.
rather enjoy She's All That in my home when I can get a copy of it.
You don't want to see it with humanity.
No, I just don't get going to the movies anymore. It's so. First of all, when I go down to Florida to visit my in-laws, my wife and I go to a movie. The theater has maybe 6 people in it. If the seats are beautiful, the floor is clean. You don't stick to the floor from bodily fluids. I mean, it's just a pleasure. And people in the rest of the country, outside of New York and L.A., actually see movies in a civilized environment. I got to
Not
tell you
in every
something.
place.
Not every place, but not Detroit. Okay, you're right. Maybe not Chicago either. But I'm telling you,
In our urban centers.
that's why I think it's so great to live in a place like Vermont or even like Cincinnati or something. Because Arizona, you know, where there isn't such dense population. In Manhattan, I don't even know Manhattan. I'm telling you, on Long Island, you want to go to a movie, you got to leave an hour ahead of time to sit down. These movies, these fakakta movies, you can't hear anything because the audience is so annoying. It's
Never shut up.
always got people, especially in your mixed or what do they call that again? Transitional areas. the people talk and talk and talk through the film, and they yell at the film and they talk to the film in these transitional areas. Thank you for that guy for that word. That's a great buzzword.
Ganji just pointed something out to me. For if you still want to go see a movie in your non-transitional area,
Yeah.
that would be Syosset.
Oh, that's a good theater. I go there.
And Glen
Wait
Cove.
a minute, Syosset.
Glen Cove's nice.
Glen Cove Theater is great.
Yeah, but that's a transitional area.
Multiplex?
No,
No, Syosset has a singular theater.
Yeah, that
Oh, okay.
and it's a
One of
big
the
theater.
last
It's one of the last ones. It's a great
Go
theater.
to that thing with the 15 theaters.
Glen Cove has got a nice new theaters,
Yeah.
but I think they're transitioning.
no.
No, they're not.
They're not?
No, they're really,
Glen
really good.
Cove, I'm trying to remember.
I don't know why not.
Levittown is still good.
No. Glen Cove is transitioning right in the theater, I think.
It's a traditional theater.
I'm telling you. You sure that doesn't? I know Valley Stream is
No.
transitioning.
Glen Cove is
Valley
not
Stream is
transitioning.
gone.
No,
It's
the transition is
gone.
complete in Valley
That's
Stream.
right.
I know when my parents have to go through a metal detector, they're in trouble.
Yeah, that used to be a good one. And then
Yeah.
when they started putting up the metal detector, that was my sayonara. I never went again.
There's a new thing in the movie listings now. They have the word transitional next to some of the theaters.
T.
A big T.
Rated T.
Yeah.
Some nudity and transitional
I feel
theater.
bad for the movie theaters because it's hard to make a run of a movie theater now. And, you know, they're trying their best. I'll tell you one thing. Now I considered going back to Valley Stream because they do have the metal detectors.
Ugh.
I like that.
No, you might have missed something.
That's
Right.
to me.
you know,
that's,
maybe the gun has more plastic.
to me,
Really?
that's an admission that they can't control everybody. That
And they don't
they've
know
given up.
who's in there.
Yeah.
And
like
they're
you're on
not
your own.
being responsible.
Right.
No, I told you, I was sitting in there one day.
Yeah.
Really, the final day I went was when this guy started talking to the screen.
Uh-oh.
And an usher came in and said, "I'm sorry, sir, but, you know, you're going to have to be quiet." He started cursing out the usher.
Calling him a racist, right?
And then they called in, like, mall security or
Right,
whatever.
right.
And mall security. Now, the guy wouldn't even go. They
Right.
had to carry him out. They
Wow.
had to lift him.
Must have been a great movie. I don't want to miss the end, man.
So the people that don't get through the metal detector get pissed off and go out and rob your car.
Right.
Yeah. I have tape of that guy yelling in the theater.
Love my nigga. I
Oh,
shed
boy.
blood.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my nigga. Let a nigga holler. Where my niggas?
All right.
What's playing?
No, but it's just you don't want to see like a
Yeah,
like
you
a,
can't even watch the movie when that kind of
you don't want to see a crime unit dragging a guy out.
And mall
And when
security.
you go outside,
All security.
You know what
it's
this
so
is?
out of control.
My grandfather used to be mall
That-
security.
Really?
The
How
Jeep-
embarrassing.
The Jeep that they had used to grab, you know, it had all the glass kicked out of the windshield.
Yeah.
So that's what you saw when you came
Yeah.
out of the theater.
Mall security is so fun. I got a buddy named Tim Stack wrote a TV series about a guy who's the head of mall security. It's the funniest goddamn
That's
thing.
funny already.
It's so funny.
There's nothing
I don't know
worse-
if they're ever going to make the TV show.
Yeah.
I think someone optioned it, but man, it's funny.
There's nothing worse than giving a
And
guy.
the guy's proud that he's mall security. He has no idea that it's an embarrassing job.
I'm mall security.
Yeah, he's mall security.
There's nothing crazier than giving a guy a uniform and authody and no gun.
Right.
That's right. That's that stick and a flashlight.
A stick. Some of them don't have anything.
Right. Mall security.
One guy. It's one guy in a little white truck driving around. Imagine if he sees three guys breaking into a car. What's he
Howard.
going to do?
My
Yeah.
grandfather was 85.
There's a problem over at Hickory Farms.
Please wait till I'm on the next
I got to tell you a
block.
great one.
Yeah.
Where my mom lives down
Yeah.
in Florida,
Yeah.
security is volunteer from the people that live on the grounds, and I'm telling you, one night there was a woman that looked like the old lady on the Golden Girls in a uniform just driving around. What could she, my wife and I said, what could she possibly do?
Nothing.
She had to be 80.
My grandpa was 85 and he was mall security.
That's like in Police Academy. Remember they had the old people's battalion that would go around and like patrol? Neighborhood watch.
Couldn't even lift up a phone to call help.
Your grandpa. Can't even see. Oh, man.
I think there was murder.
Oh, that's so funny. Hey, Mike, what is it?
Yeah, my car got stolen on the same time as John.
What kind of car?
I had a Maxima.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was in there, and I went to the
Nissan
same
got
movie.
stolen right when I was there.
Yeah, I saw the same movie as you, John.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the two security guys pulled
What's the name of that? Rushmore?
Rushmore.
Isn't Bill Murray?
It's great.
Yeah, I think they...
Is it really that good?
It's great.
It's good. I saw
Right,
it
it
this
wasn't that
weekend,
good.
too.
I'll tell you what's good that's coming up on TV. Here's one for you because these guys sent me a copy of it in advance. ABC, 3 nights.
Starting next this
Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday, Monday, and Thursday is an original Stephen King movie for television, and it's very good if you're a fan of that genre. Thank you.
Howard, did you watch?
You can see it in your own home.
Yeah, and you don't have to go to a theater.
transition
Your
theater.
car won't be stolen. No transitioning. No laser pointer. No guy rapping in the back.
You can pause it to pee.
From my pocket.
Yo, yo, yo!
they
What's
stole your
up in this
key,
movie? I had a guy behind me. I forget what movie it was. I told you about this, where the guy was like yelling.
Yeah.
You know, watch out!
Shoot him! Shoot him!
Some guy was behind me. He's like, you know, watch out, man! What's wrong with that nigga? Don't he know? You know, like the whole thing. He was doing like that DMX
Right,
album.
don't go in there.
Yeah.
Halloween, when you see Halloween. Move out of the way! Get right behind you!
Well, I don't know, man.
There was a bunch of old people in the theater. That's the weird thing, too.
I don't know. And then you know what? And let me tell you something. It's not just black people. Now white people are screaming at the theater too. They're screaming at the movie. I had this fat white couple behind me going, "Oh, look at that. You know who that is? That's the one from Three's Company."
Oh, yeah. That happened to me last night.
But when I went to see Schindler's List,
Yeah.
there was this
Hey, that Jew is no Jew.
4 people sitting behind us,
Right.
and they talked through the entire movie. And just as you were about to turn around and say, "Would you please shut up?" they'd start crying.
Right.
So you know,
right.
they'd get to a part of the movie that was really sad, they'd cry,
Yeah.
and then they'd start talking again.
Oh, you know who that is who plays that Jew going in the oven? That's the one from
that's Gandhi.
that she was on Rhoda. That one.
You know, Ben Kingsley was Gandhi.
Yeah. Oh, that's Ben Kingsley? I didn't know that. Shut up, you.
I get that all the time.
We yelled at people in the theater just 2 weeks ago. We had some 14-year-old girls sit behind us. We watched Shakespeare in Love, and they were commenting on every outfit Gwyneth Paltrow wore.
Right.
No, I always get the person who can't hear. They ask the guy next to them.
Yeah, the old
What they
couple.
just say?
Yeah, that's my old
And
man.
the
My
guy's
old
gotta
man.
repeat the movie.
My old man can't hear so good anymore. My mom has to repeat stuff for him, but in the theater he doesn't even let her because he knows it's
Right,
annoying.
You're disturbing other people.
Yeah.
We went to see a movie.
I can't hear anything.
We went to see a movie. These people kept talking and talking. There were 4 of them,
Right.
but there were a lot of newspaper headlines in the movie.
Right.
They would show a close-up of paper, and every time the headline came up, all 4 of them would read it in unison.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Well, I tell you about Henny Youngman in Seven. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
He was sitting there in the movie with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman starts coming on. And at the top of his lungs, Henny was saying, "I can't hear them. What did he say?"
Oy vey. Oh, maniacs. And then on top of it, you get your car stolen and your airbag stolen.
This guy said that they stole his keys from his pocket. Huh?
Yeah. They did?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I didn't even listen. Yeah, Vinny.
Hey, Howard, what's up?
Dude.
Listen, I work over on 86th and, like, on the east side, 86th and 3rd at the Sony Theater.
Yeah.
You got to see last week what happened. It was wild. We were out. It was for that movie, She's All That. And, like, these 4 hoodlums, 4 black guys, they got up there and actually, guy pulled out a blade. He just, he ripped the whole screen. He got up on the thing,
Are you
ripped it apart.
kidding?
It was an outright.
So you guys are transitioning over there?
That was one of the theaters you used to be able to
Yeah,
go
that was a
to.
good one.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, you get a lot of the white people coming down from like the 70s and the east side and
Right.
Yeah.
stuff. And it was like an outright brawl that broke out. Like, and you got all these Spanish guys down from like Spanish Harlem.
You know what's really
104th
funny
and,
about
like,
that theater?
Yeah.
Because you got the Papaya King and the Wiz
I know.
right there before the theater.
Maybe they're transitioning.
No, but that's they try to come down. I guess that's like their night out. They come
Right.
down to 86th Street, and you saw it. It was an outright fight. It was like a gang war that broke out. You see the white people
See-
getting out.
Well, that goes off the list.
There goes the east side.
Howard, the only
See, I don't understand Manhattan. They let anybody just come into the neighborhood and watch a movie.
It's hard to find the non-transitional
We're throwing
theater.
metal
man.
Yeah,
detectors
Manhattan, I
right
don't
now.
understand.
Oh, I
Manhattan,
know where they are.
where are non-transitional theaters?
You can still go still in the 60s.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Still.
like those 3rd Avenue.
The Sullivan.
Right.
Sullivan Theater.
Right.
Right.
And
But isn't that for
you
the
can't go west in Midtown at all. You know, like those 42nd Street.
No,
40,
no.
can't go over there.
Remember
Yeah.
we went to Howard? Remember we went to go see, it was, I think it was the 7th Sign or something?
Yeah, we went with Penn.
Right, we went
Right.
to- but that was right in the heart of Times Square. Don't go there.
You
No.
can't go
Don't
over
go there.
I remember there was some guy like hallucinating while we were watching the movie.
Right.
How about Lincoln Square theaters, Robin?
Lincoln Square's okay.
It is okay.
Yeah.
Maybe freedom isn't such a good idea. Maybe we need a King Hussein in this country. Too much freedom. Yeah. I went to a theater. They had bulletproof popcorn.
I only go to the movies nobody else wants to see.
I know. I just wait till they come out on video.
And yeah, there's, a couple of theaters that only show boring films because they don't want to.
Oh,
Right.
that would be
Art
that-
films.
The Angelica.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'll go to that.
really, that's a fun
Yeah.
place to go.
We just came out with a new idea. I brought it up to the manager. I asked him. I said, "Listen, let's make a theater, and we'll, no smoking and no niggers."
Oh, that's not funny. No, that's not funny.
I could see the Sesame Street characters saying that from this.
Right, that's not funny.
Can't do that. People want to smoke.
What else you got to say? That's outrageous.
Okay,
Now
you
that
see
I
the
don't know.
Sesame Street characters. Well, we gotta watch the movie.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, they have an announcement before every movie.
Yeah.
They try to make it for any imbecile
Right.
that can follow
Like
it.
you're not supposed to talk,
Don't talk.
buy your
don't
things,
talk.
and your popcorn before the show starts.
Yeah, like it's called Basic Etiquette 101. Oh man, it's too much. Yeah, Jeff.
Yeah. How you doing?
Whoa.
I work at a prison in Southern Ohio. Yeah. And they recently banned your show from being showed inside the prison.
Now, how do you like that? These are guys who are murderers and rapists.
Prisoners can't see this.
Why did they ban it? Did they give you a reason?
They banned it due to the graphic content.
Oh, yeah.
See, I almost
Yeah, it's
understand
too
that.
much for those
Should be a
guys.
promo.
The nudity has to make those guys crazy.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's too funny.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah. Well, you guys are transitioning. Fred, yeah, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Howard, what's happening,
Hey,
bud?
man.
Listen, great show Saturday night.
Thanks.
During the show,
By the way, this Saturday night is a cool show. Pamela Anderson and her two hot friends on the couch with the two girls doing the lesbian stuff from Scores.
oh, excellent.
Sexy
You
as
can't go
hell.
better than that.
You can't get any better than that. And also a 10-minute montage being put together right now of our whole nappy convention, so you can see the whole thing in like rapid fire. Rapid fire.
Excellent.
You know.
Listen, one thing that bothered me, though, was during one of the commercials, there was a commercial for the people you're going up against here, them dopes, Lewis and Floor Wax.
Lewis and Floor Wax. Well,
advertising
where's that, in
for the
Denver?
show.
Listen, what a compliment. I put a TV show on, and the two idiots I compete with in Denver put their TV commercial on my show. Why do you think that is? Because they're scared and they're threatened.
It's been done before.
And
I invite, and in fact, we need people to support us. I invite all of my competition, all the radio stations we compete with, to buy advertising on my television show. I'm complimented, and I hope they support me. Thank you.
All righty.
They think they're so goddamn funny. Lewis and Floor Wax.
I know. That's
Kiss my ass.
the Masters, they're called. They call themselves the Masters.
Yeah, they're the Masters, all right. That's why they're in Denver. Thank you.
All right. Later.
They're the Masters. They're the master of nothing. They got, hey, we'll buy some advertising on Howard Stern Show. Like, we haven't thought of that.
We'll
Fine.
show him.
Support me. Pay money to be a part of my magic. If you're the Masters, why are you coming on my dopey show? Because you know who the master is. Me! You freak. Not you, John, them. All right, anyway, are we going to take a break? Well, maybe I don't want to take a break. What is it, Kim?
Hi, Howard. I was watching your show. I watch your show every Saturday night, and I think it's great.
Thank you.
But when I was watching Jackie laying on the floor, he looked like a frog turned over on his back. His belly is so big.
Yes, you look very fat.
I think Jackie's back to gaining, I think.
Yeah, Jackie's back in the gaining
Jackie
mode.
just looked horrible.
Jackie's transitioning.
I mean, I love Jackie, and I love all of you except for John. I mean, he's a moron. He's been hanging
Right.
up on me for 3 years.
Right.
We probably had nothing to say.
Yes, I did. I always have something to
Like,
say.
what did you say that I hung up on you?
But I did. I just have to say I was totally appalled by Jackie's appearance.
All right, thank you.
All right.
We all were.
All right, bye.
Okay.
We still are.
Right.
Watch it.
What is it, Chris? Chris, quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Comac last year, I think there was someone that had a pregnancy in the bathroom of the movie theater.
In the movie theater.
Wow.
At least they went in the bathroom.
What about these women are due and they go to the movies?
Or anywhere. You know, they're stuck.
Yeah.
They're in the back of a cab and they're delivering.
Yeah, I mean, you know what they do? You know, because the doctor even will say, you know, when your water breaks, you don't have to come rushing to the hospital unless you're really, what do they call that? You're really...
that your contractions are
close together. So what they do is they go, my water broke. I'll go to the movies while I'm, you know, in the early stages.
The doctor sometimes makes the mistake of saying, you know, you can go through your normal day. And
that's ridiculous.
That means go to the movie.
Right.
Not stay at home and wait.
They're stupid. So, like my wife's water broke. All the times we had kids, she did an 18-hour labor each time. And I'll tell you the truth. As soon as the water broke, boom, right to the hospital. Let her sit in the hospital. What else has she got to do?
Why have it in a cab?
Why do I have to inconvenience other people because my wife's pregnant? Please.
If it's time for the baby, wouldn't you go to the phone before you...
You know, you put in 9 months with this thing, you think, you know, maybe I won't risk infection. I'll go to the hospital.
Go to the phone. Go to the
Friggin'
candy
freaks. People are nuts.
The Levittown movie theater is still good.
Yeah. Levittown movie theater, yeah. Okay. Yes, Renee, go ahead.
I cannot believe the racism that's being perpetuated on your show this morning.
Neither can I, and I'm disgusted by it.
To the towns and the mix of races that you referred to earlier.
No, transitioning it's called.
Well,
you're racist.
If you think that young black boys are stealing airbags, you're deluded.
Right.
Those are the guys from Joey's Garage. Okay?
Right. Okay.
And secondly, Long Island has the biggest congregation of uneducated, poor white trash this side of the country.
Absolutely, I agree.
Let's spend a couple of hours discussing that.
Okay, let's discuss it. You start.
Well, I'm in Baldwin, and hello.
Yeah, Baldwin.
Yeah.
Good point. That's a very blue-collar neighborhood.
Excuse me?
It's very blue-collar.
Well, not according to you earlier. It was Africa.
No, I said I know a guy who's a racist calls it Baldwin, Africa.
You know a guy. That's
right.
typical of a racist.
Well, what am I? I'm not going to give his name. The guy has kids and a family.
Why don't you just admit that that's something you conjured up?
I did not conjure up Baldwin, Africa. You're wrong. You don't tell me.
Sit there in the midst of all of this.
Honey, let me ask you a question. Where do you live?
I don't study people the way you two do.
Wait, let me ask you something.
I don't understand.
I know there are bad neighborhoods, and I don't care who's in them.
Hey, honey, where do you live?
Center Island, probably.
Yeah, she won't even tell us.
Baldwin, I think I said that 3 times.
And let me ask you something. Is Baldwin mostly black?
No.
Liar.
It is not.
Oh,
maybe
come on.
Maybe the borders are black, but
the borders?
Baldwin is blue-collar white.
Well, how am I supposed to get across the border?
Yeah, you got to go in and out.
I'm going to get the mail. Cover me. No, Baldwin is mostly...
You're a little backed up.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying Baldwin's mostly black.
No, the implication was that...
you don't like it. You know what? You're the racist.
You're going to get your earback stolen.
No, you're the racist because you're afraid if I say Baldwin's black, the property value is going to go down, and you live there.
True.
Oh, yes.
Follow the money, Howard.
Follow the money.
Follow the money.
Follow the green.
There you go.
Howard, you're the one who spends a lot of time following the green because you have no bottom.
You got the green, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And by the way, are there any castles in Newcastle? I don't think so.
That was really...
Hey, listen, Mother Teresa, why don't you live in Harlem?
Is,
Mother Teresa.
I have a little social conscience.
Hey, Mother Teresa, why don't you live in Harlem then?
I'm not from
if you're not a racist.
I grew up in Queens.
Because you moved out of the neighborhood.
What?
You moved out of the neighborhood.
I moved out of Queens, which is also very mixed, and the next logical step was Baldwin.
The next logical step.
That's right.
Okay. Listen, I got to go. I appreciate everything you say.
Yeah, just, you know...
What's the next step after Baldwin? All right, I got to go.
Saving up.
Oh, this is so silly. She is such a racist.
Should have gone with your idea about the wine.
That's light garbage.
Yeah, I don't see the Jews drinking.
This is the lightest garbage.
It is. White people.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Right.
Lots of lettuce.
Like if I leave my gloves in the truck, I'll leave them there and go get their garbage because you don't need them.
You don't even need it to pick up that garbage.
No.
All right.
You don't need that.
So when you go to a black guy's house, you got to put on your gloves.
Listen, if you have, yes, you might have to put them blue liners under them. You know those like Playtex gloves
for black people.
Yeah,
Playtex.
You got a hole in your glove.
Really, it's that dangerous to garbage.
And you run into needles too.
Needles.
Yeah.
No.
Like you can't just go like you know how you be like you can't do that. You
right.
gotta lay low because there might be a needle in there. Not saying somebody has AIDS or they shooting up in there. There's a lot of insulin, a lot of diabetic.
Really?
Black people, you know, they got a high diabetic population.
All right, now go to garbage pail.
Do that.
Go to garbage pail letter C.
Okay.
But he said it's soup. Why
You
don't
have
you-
cornflakes.
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 All right.
All right, we've
That's
seen.
Dunkin' Donuts, muffins.
It's my garbage.
Edmonds.
No, you
Oh,
wouldn't throw it out,
okay,
Vinny.
it's Jewish garbage.
Vinny's house.
Say no more, Entenmann's.
Oh, you know what the giveaway is, Howard?
What?
Chinese food.
Right. Chinese
and if I would,
food.
and the chicken livers.
But what else you got in there?
livers,
Show me
oh,
what else.
Jewish, yeah.
Chips Ahoy, Chinese food, flour.
They can eat. They can eat.
The Jews.
They got some heavy garbage.
Right.
It'll break the strap on your back.
Really?
But it's neat.
It's nicely packaged.
It's nicely packaged, bro. Man.
It's heavy. What else is in the Jewish people's garbage? I'm just kind of curious.
They like a lot of grape juice. Ketum grape juice.
They love grape juice.
Ketum. It had to
What
be
is
Ketum.
Ketum?
It's just like a garbage on top. What that is. But I just look and say Ketum.
Really? Grape juice.
Love Ketum.
Yeah, my mom's heavy into grape juice.
And just when you think it's over,
Yeah, I think he's right about all this. Yeah, go ahead.
just when you think it's over, like, man, they had 8 bags. You know, you telling your boy, they got 8 bags back there. Well, you know they Jewish. Another one comes out the door.
Really?
Can you take this too? How did you lift it?
How much garbage could you have?
You want it because they're not fat.
Right.
Seriously, I
Nice
surveyed
and trim.
the condition. Yeah, I said, she ain't fat.
Yeah.
How many days a week do you pick up the garbage?
You get 3-4 times a week.
Really?
Now,
The 5th time,
Now,
one day is recycled.
obviously, garbage pail D would be black people because
Yeah.
we haven't hit that ethnic group.
Right.
Show me what's in it
What
and how
is
you
in it?
identify the black people.
Right off the bat.
Okay.
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Lots of mayonnaise. Syrup.
Hey, go ahead, go through it. Pick it out. Yeah, show us what and give us,
Mayonnaise with old grease in it, like we just fried chicken. They'll put it in the
there's
mayonnaise jar.
So you're telling me black people, like black people, at least are you were saying they're not that neat, but at least they take the grease from and don't put it down their drain.
Yeah, but that ruins their own house.
But I gotta see. I don't know. It's just that. You know what? I don't judge that part, but I know that that's a black person when I see that grease in the thing.
All right, go ahead.
They was frying.
Okay.
You know. And hot dogs.
Big on hot dogs. Black people like hot dogs.
Love it. They love hot dogs. And soda. No diet. Just orange soda, grape.
Right.
Grape and
7
orange.
Up.
Why do Hispanics drink whole milk?
They love whole milk.
They do.
All of these recipes, except black people too much, they got skim. Jewish and white got skim milk. But Spanish love milk, whole milk.
They do.
Not
And black
number
too.
2, not 1%.
Do you think they're just not aware that it's better to drink skim milk? They don't care about the health issue?
Or maybe their stomach needs that.
Right.
I don't know what to think. I just look at them when they come out the house like, trying to see a sign.
Right.
Why do you drink that much milk or whatever?
That's right.
Lots of milk.
That's why Jennifer Lopez has a big ass, I guess.
You know what else I noticed in black people's garbage? I noticed there's at McDonald's.
Yeah, big McDonald's stuff.
Yeah. What else is in the black people's garbage?
Okay, you got McDonald's, which we just said.
Yes.
Margarine and butter. Margarine and butter. Whipped butter.
Whipped butter.
Yeah.
Butter.
Or
Why?
stick margarine. You know, they love all of that.
Yeah.
Anything that'll clog you up. And we got grape jelly,
Grape jelly.
peanut butter.
Right.
All the stuff that you would love to eat,
Yeah.
but you know you ain't supposed to be eating.
And yet the black people are usually very thin and muscular.
Huh?
Aren't they? You know? No, I guess not. Well, I'd say the highest amount of obesity is in the black community, actually.
But when you see stars and these singers, they look fit.
Yes.
Because maybe they're around white people, so they start seeing that they got, I don't know. You know what?
Right.
I'm not in shape, so I'm not one.
Right. John, you're on the air.
I'm
Go
fat
ahead.
too.
What's in your garbage, King?
My garbage is neat because I'm aware.
Yeah, John, go ahead.
Howard.
Yes.
Yes, I'm just curious. This guy is saying that he wants to, he has the audacity to say he takes tips. The guy makes the most in the city.
No, I don't live in New York.
Where are you, garbage man? Jersey, right?
Yeah, but we make good money.
Yeah.
But that don't have anything to do around Christmas.
What's a garbage man make, though? I mean, he's flat salary.
I'm up to about 47.
47?
That's with overtime and stuff?
No, that's regular.
Flat. That's your base.
How much you end up with each year?
That's more
Each
than
year,
the police
I make 47. I did my taxes, and I got 3,500 back. No, I'm just kidding. But I made about 47,000 last year.
And then in tips, you can make another, what, 10?
No, tips you make about 3,000 to 4,000.
That's nice.
And that's nice little
Well,
money.
wait a minute. You do overtime as well.
Yeah, when the leave season, snow.
You haven't had a lot of that the last
No,
year.
but I got some of that last one.
Yeah.
You don't think that's crazy?
Then you get the next
that you
day
make
off.
more than cops?
Huh?
You You don't think that's crazy that you make more than police officers?
No, not where I live at. Where I live at, the police get a lot more than we do.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
We're in
Here
the contract
city, they sure don't.
negotiations as I speak.
Right. Yeah, don't be mad at him for making
I
money.
know. Why are you mad at me?
I mean, that 47 is hardly going to make him a millionaire.
He wants me to say, give me less.
Howard, I got one more question.
Yeah.
Do you see on your route? Do you see lots of weird animals like rats and stuff? You ever open up a can and see a live rat?
No, you don't see too much of that in Jersey. But so when you do, you jump out your skin.
But so you've opened up a can and seen a rat?
Oh, that's a raccoon.
A raccoon?
And
the
it's so
garbage truck.
scared that it just launches at you.
And they can bite and give you rabies.
Right. And they're huge.
Yeah.
Huge. And you know it's a raccoon in there because as soon as you touch, you hear it go. So
I would just leave it.
Wait a minute, and the lid is on?
Yeah.
they tell you to leave it, but you got to come back and get it.
Really?
So sometimes kick it over, and you see him running out, and then you know it's gone, but you still think it's in there.
And then you got to pick up all the garbage you just spilled all over the ground.
But hey,
It's better than the raccoon.
you know,
Man,
I'd be
somebody
more
got
afraid of the maggots.
it's a living.
I love it.
The maggots would freak me out.
Yeah, I can't stand
I try to make it fun.
Well, there it is. You got a great rundown of Jewish people, white people, black
Y'all
people.
got two wrong.
Hispanic people.
We got a lot wrong. We have a lot to learn about garbage, but we've got to take this break, and we'll come back. King of All Blacks will stay here. We're going to go to all our tape next. We got to get to everything we have and take your phone calls and do all our giveaways. It's ridiculous. Tony, what is it? Hello? Not there.
But they love it. People love garbage.
Yeah. Oh, they love to talk about their
And
garbage,
they
too.
love it.
What do you mean they love it?
They just get so much joy on their face when you come to their backyard. It's unbelievable.
Let me ask you something. If you see a hot piece of ass on the route, do you take a special interest in that person's garbage, see what's going on?
Yeah. Like if they bring out something heavy, you don't care. You know, that's a shame. If you see a nice
Do you look at her garbage
I mean, if you
more
look at
to
her
see
garbage
if you
and
can
say-
find out stuff about her?
see a tampon, see a, say, look at her thinking she look all good. She probably got a tampon, an old tampon.
Do you ever look for like pictures of her or letters she might have written?
Well,
or
yeah, you look through that.
You do.
Like
Or do you find reasons to go to the house and
Or you see,
knock on the door?
Or you're there and the guy drives up and she comes out and he looks at you to see if you're looking at her.
Right.
And you're just there working, so you can look at her.
Right.
And the guy's in the car like,
How about celebrities?
oh, celebrities. You don't do their garbage. They don't have their
Their
garbage.
private
out.
garbage collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you let him go to your house?
No.
I wouldn't do anything. I'm a nice guy.
Yeah. So like if you see a hot chick, you start to get curious about her. You'll start going through her garbage and like reading her mail and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would
If
do
you
that
if you
too.
get like that, you know, I block it out. But some
You've
people,
never been obsessed with somebody on your route?
No. I don't have that type of personality. You know, but
You ever like look for panties and bras and stuff like that?
yeah, and you see stuff in there. Like you said that years ago, and you were right. You can see a map in a girl's underwear.
Right.
It's crazy.
You can tell a lot about her.
And it sort of makes you
You
horny.
can tell the future.
It
Right.
makes you horny, but at the same fact, you're going, I don't even know this person.
Right. All right. There you go. I think I've learned enough.
I think we've learned way too much, and I'm glad he's in there with you.
Yeah, and when you have a customer who instead of giving you cash as a gift gives you like cookies or
Coupons.
like even like a thing of beer or something like that.
A
Yeah,
bottle
that's
of
nice.
wine.
Not the
Really?
cookies, because I don't drink homemade. I don't eat. Like, guys on my truck, they be like, man, don't throw the
But
cookies
instead of
out.
cash, they give you a beer. You're happy.
Yeah. I mean,
Good.
if it's a case of Heinekens or something. I mean, that's cool because you got the money in the truck.
Right.
So it's all good.
What is it, Joe?
Yeah, I want to know who has more of that nasty TV dinner trash. Is it the white people or the black people?
TV dinners?
Yeah.
Ain't too many of them anymore.
You don't see TV dinners.
Nah, because they make McDonald's and all that cheap, so I guess people don't even eat.
Yeah, right. They don't really need it. All right, there. We've learned enough. We've learned too much, and we'll be back right after these words. The Howard Stern Show. All right, listen, Daniel. Your movie. Hello.
Hello?
Oh, there he is. Daniel, your movie review is controversial once again. Let's review. Shaft, 0 stars.
Yes.
0 burning crosses, rather. Also,
Gung Ho.
2 burning crosses.
crosses.
And 2 Wong Fu, Julie Newmar, 0 burning crosses. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Are we boring you down?
No.
No. Well, you know, there's so many people on the phone who want to speak to Daniel. I don't know. Should we continue this, Robin?
Would Daniel like to?
Daniel, you want
I'll stay here all day.
All right, here is Stephanie, Daniel. She's going to read a list of what blacks invented. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Hi, Howard.
Yes.
Blood plasma. Dr.
Okay.
Charles Drew.
Daniel, what about that? Blood plasma.
Blood plasma.
Daniel doesn't need any of that.
The only thing a nigger's ever done with a needle shot dope in his arm.
All right. And let's see if there isn't Bill on the phone. Bill, go ahead.
Hey, all right, man. When a person bleeds, what color do they bleed?
Well, the same color a dog bleeds.
No. No, when you bleed, what color do you bleed, man?
I bleed the same color my dog bleeds. Just red. All blood's red, whether it's a human or an animal.
Ever cut a black man?
Ever cut one? I ain't never cut nothing.
What color do they bleed? Rob.
Everything bleeds red. I done told you that. Are you retarded?
All right, look. He has every answer. It's amazing. Daniel, once again, thank you for the movie review.
Okay.
Obviously, you have controversial opinions, but people say, why do you have Daniel do the movie review? I said, well, it's very difficult to find a movie reviewer.
That's right. You know why you do it, Howard. You're racist as I am. Me to talk.
No, that's not the truth.
Huh?
You're inaccurate.
No, that's true.
Well, you can choose to believe whatever
you
you
think Daniel knows everything. He must be right.
I didn't say he knows everything. I said he has an answer for everything. I've never seen a man who has more answers than Daniel. Yeah, you cannot stump him. I'm telling you, I could put... Here, watch. Tyrone, go ahead with Daniel.
Hey, how you doing?
Tyrone. I reckon half the niggas
This is a white guy pretending.
Hey, let me tell you something, okay? Let me tell you something. First of all, I'm not a nigger, okay? Maybe your mama is a nigger, but I'm not
Why
a
don't
nigger.
you threaten me?
Don't threaten me,
you threaten to kill me? Be natural, nigga.
Let me tell you something, man.
What you gonna do to me, nigga?
You're a stupid nose-picking hick
What are you
mother.
gonna do to me?
What am I gonna do? I kick your ass all over Manhattan, baby. You come in here, and I'll tell you right now, you and your stupid friends with your stupid
you put a car tar around my neck and set it on fire, wouldn't you?
Let me tell you something. Big Daddy kick your ass over.
All right, listen, this is crazy. Yes, go ahead.
Burn my house down.
Hey, Howard, how you doing? Hey, Daniel, something, I'm going to speak slowly because I know you have a 3% gray matter, and I don't want to confuse you. Do you ever notice that you speak like a nagger? A nagger? You speak in broken language. And do you know if you got hit by a car and you were bleeding to death, they took you to the hospital, they might put nagger blood in you because it's all the same type. What are you going to say? Don't put that nagger blood in me.
No, it ain't. Blood ain't all the same, dummy. I told you it's the same color.
All right, listen.
Humans can't get sickle cell. Every disease that a human can get, it's a lot worse on niggers. I just seen the other day high blood pressure is niggers are 50% more likely to die if they get it than humans are.
Wow, well, you really...
Daniel, Italians, are they white?
What?
Italians, are they white?
Well, when you
pretty white.
They're pretty white, he
They're
said.
pretty white because they get sickle cell anemia.
They do.
I've seen some Italian clan members.
Okay.
Yes, so they can get sickle cell anemia.
Can they? I don't know what they can get. I'm more interested in niggers.
All right, listen, Daniel, we'll speak to you next time for the movie review. Thank you.
All right.
All right, that's Daniel Carver of the Ku Klux Klan with his movie reviews.
Wake up, white people!
I'm exhausted. All right, don't go see Shaft or Tu Wong Fu, according to Daniel. And maybe go see Gung Ho. Maybe. Breast implant week, all week long on the E.
Have your bridge.
Yeah, well, talk quick.
Don't jump.
Hey, I just wanted to tell you I love that rap song, man, my nigger.
Thank you.
It's my nigga.
Nigga.
Nigga, I love
Thank
that,
you.
man.
Thank you very much. Abraham, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Howard, good morning.
Yes.
On the DMX album, I don't know what track it is. That's the only thing. It's like 6 or 7 or something like that. The hook to the whole song is, I love my niggas, but where's my bitches?
Oh.
You got to check that out.
That one. Maybe you need to make a new song.
Can somebody listen to that? Track 6 or 7. I love my nigga, but where's my bitches?
Got a B-side, huh?
Casey's working on it right now.
Yeah, let's...
because it probably will need a little bleeping.
Yeah, it probably will.
Yeah, a lot of F word and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Yeah, because we need a B-side to our A hit.
That's right. When people start calling for the single,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I need a follow-up. Jeff, go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, man. Me being a brother, me being a nigga, I liked it, bro.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I really did, man. It was funny. And
Thank you, brother.
It had me cracking up. And it made my morning, my brother.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work. Robin, you take care, too.
Bye, baby.
Sounds like that Dick Clark thing, Raider record.
Yeah, everyone's calling in with their opinion. I didn't ask for an opinion. No, it is a fun song, My Niggas, by Howard Stern and his niggas. That's right. Thank you. Funny how the world changes, you know? For a while you couldn't say that, now everybody's saying it.
What's funny to me is that a guy in Washington lost his job because he used the term niggardly while he was giving a speech or talking to some people, and yet there are people singing my nigga all the time.
You know, it's amazing. The mayor of Washington, right? He was the mayor of Washington. He fired a white guy for saying the word niggardly.
Yeah.
Niggardly has nothing to do with nigger. Niggardly means sheep. Stingy. So he's in some meeting with a bunch of black guys, and he says niggardly.
Says, I'm going to have to be niggardly with these funds in order to make the money go around.
So listen to this. So then the guy who he's talking to complains to the mayor.
I was offended.
Yeah, and the mayor, not being all that bright, obviously, and the guy, they go, yeah, we're offended. We have to fire him. So someone explains to the mayor, the word niggardly is an acceptable word. Mm-hmm. It's not a racist word. It means stingy.
Yeah, somebody finally got the dictionary.
The mayor said, a man like that should have still known that word could be offensive to us.
Please.
And they actually went through with getting rid of him. In other words, no apology. No saying, hey, please, I want you to take your job back. He had to apologize.
He used the word correctly,
right.
And he had to apologize for it.
And as a matter of fact, the mayor has even said he stands by his decision. He says,
No. Today he's rescinding that
today.
And he is now taking that guy back into his administration.
Oh, he is.
But in a different job.
Oh, for crying out loud, what they've put this guy through.
We ought to just jump into the ocean. We're lost.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Because once you said to the guy, the word is not a bad word, you'd think he'd stop the nonsense.
I heard newscasters doing this story today going, well, a man in Washington used an N-word that wasn't the real N-word, but so they couldn't even say.
They won't say niggardly.
No.
The world is scared to death.
Oh, my God.
So it's all over. We might as well have a good time.
Oh.
Still shouldn't have used the word.
Party till the end.
Why'd you use that word anyway? It still is some form of nigger.
Well, you should have known.
Yeah. You should have known that word is bad.
I wonder if the guy laughed when he said
I don't know. It is nuts.
But you got songs every day where people are saying nigga, 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 nigga.
Right. Pam Anderson's coming in today, and also the stalker who ended up in Brad Pitt's house 4 times.
Yeah, there's another interesting thing about the guy who used the word niggardly.
Yes.
The guy who complained about the use of the word had been passed over for the job that the guy who used that word niggardly had.
Oh, so there was no ulterior motive.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But I still say that guy probably didn't know what niggardly meant.
Probably.
Right. And did the guy get the job, the guy who complained?
That I don't know. But I know that also the guy who used the word niggardly is openly gay. You know, as part of the that administration. Which I don't know why, but that's what's being reported.
Hey, seriously, you're kind of niggardly. I mean, really.
You know what?
Yeah. I mean,
you know what? I take no offense at the use of the word.
I mean, Tom would hardly pay for the Nappy convention remote broadcast. So that's funny that you would comment on the word niggardly.
Hey, Howard, I told Tom we were going back next year. He's all for it.
He is good. Well, it's about time everyone's on board.
Once you woke me up.
All right, thanks, Tom.
All right, bye.
All right, there's Tom, who himself is niggardly.
And not offended.
And not offended to be called that. That's one of my niggas right there.
You didn't put him in the song.
You know, I had some verses for him, but I thought, like, it was, you know, it was too much, and then, like...
I think it's a nice... The length is good.
Yeah. It was getting wacky. It was like 57 verses I had to choose from. And a lot of them were funny that I had to eliminate.
Yeah, well.
One day I might release the long version of my niggas.
Maybe you'll have to, do that, like, 12-inch thing.
Right. Nothing about me is 12 inches. It's unreal.
Not even your song.
Yes, Meat, go ahead.
Meat?
Meat, this is Meat.
How you feeling, Howard?
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up, baby?
Keeping it real.
I hear that. Yo, you gonna do the song again, man?
You want the song again? All right, you want the song again?
Yeah,
You haven't heard it yet?
Gotta hear it. I ain't hear it.
All right, I'll play it for you right now, and then you can tell me what you think of it.
All right.
All right, listen to this. Here it is. This is my version.
Every goddamn day, I drag my lanky ass into this radio station to break balls with my niggas. Lanky ass nigga. Don't criticize my niggas, cause they's my niggas. They be your niggas. BabaBooey's my very own lazy big ass nigga. I love him. I love that homo Ralph who cleans my underwear. That is one good nigga. He is a cleaning nigga. Homo. Radio niggas, that's what we're talking about here, you skank. Yeah, I loves my radio niggas. They're my niggas. My niggas. I said Jackie always has too much to drink. My niggas. Then he coming to the show and he stinks. My niggas. He probably should see us shrink. My niggas. Damn plugs. My niggas. On drugs. My niggas. Gary's got a big wide droopy ass. My niggas. Then he smiles and looks like a jackass. My niggas. Or a beaver hiding out in the grass. My niggas. Big slob. My niggas. Big blob. My niggas. Scott Salem, he's so dull and he's bald. My niggas. He's balder than a big basketball. My niggas. With him, my microphones don't work at all. My niggas. He's slow. My niggas. He blow. My niggas. Rouse a homo who's going nowhere. My niggas. A queen who cleans my underwear. My niggas. He even lives clips to shave my belly hair. Bend over like Rover. Hey! My niggas. My nigga Ralph picks all my clothes. My niggas. Sunglasses hide my anteater nose. My niggas. Can you believe he's the one I chose? My niggas. So queer. My niggas. Some career. My niggas. My nigga Jackie's drunk and fat. My niggas. Jackie done killed his cat. My niggas. His wife once had sex with a black. My niggas. On the lawn. My niggas. Big dong. My niggas. My nigga Gary looks like an ape. My niggas. My nigga never been in shape. My niggas. He's rounder than a motherfucking grape. My niggas. So buoy. My niggas. So fooey. My niggas. BabaBooey, 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 BabaBooey.
You like that, huh?
Yeah, man, it's tight. Triple platinum, man.
Yeah, triple platinum for real.
Yeah, man.
Keep it real, brother.
All right, yo.
All right, yo.
Peace.
Hey, Howard?
Yes.
If the song was so full, how come there's 2 verses about my ass?
Well, there was time for that.
The
Always time
funniest
for that,
stuff
huh?
was about you.
Yeah, the funniest stuff's about you. I like the line about him looking like a beaver in the grass. I don't know. That's my favorite line in the whole song.
I'm sort of up for the one where I'm shaped like a grape.
Now, here's somebody called, your name is what? Big Nig?
Yo, Big Nig here.
Oh, that's ridiculous. This is Big Black.
No, it ain't.
It isn't?
No, it ain't. Big Nig.
Big Nig.
Black Pony.
What do you want?
Oh, your song is dope, man.
Thank you very
I
much.
love it about the beaver in the grass.
Okay. Everybody likes the beaver in the grass. You know, I know that, listen, we've talked privately off the air, and I know when you're not throwing things against your office wall or doing your dopey show, you take pretty good care of yourself.
Oh, I get it. My show is dopey and yours is highbrow.
Well, at least somebody's watching me.
Yeah. Well, thanks for calling to cheer me up. Next.
Hey, the guy's sick, Howard.
Okay, all right.
Give him a break.
Next, you'll tell me that, that broad who was stalking me has risen from the dead and, is here in the hospital dressed as a nurse.
So listen, this is great. I read in the newspaper that you're in good spirits, and clearly you are, and I heard you're charming the nurses and the doctors and all of that.
No, that's bull. That's all publicity spin. I've done nothing but curse and spit at the nurses in between my violent attacks of diarrhea.
Oh.
And I punched one doctor in the balls so hard that he's now in the next room. The guy made a pass at me, and I found out he was a vet. Yeah.
Hey, you know who misses you?
I'm letting them all know that just how I feel.
Vinny Favale misses you, by the way.
Who?
Never mind.
Yeah.
All right.
It's unbelievable. My inside looked like the big dig gone horribly wrong.
So it's lousy in the hospital,
In
huh?
addition to that, in rerouting all my arteries, I had them install Easy Pass. I'd give my, Howard, I'd give my left nut for a nurse who spoke English. This place is the Alamo with stethoscopes.
Is this Letterman or John Rocker?
Every nurse stinks of, hot sauce and cheap perfume and the godforsaken hellhole. If I didn't know better, I'd think I was a prisoner of war in Mexico. And, I'm not even getting plastic surgery.
Let me, Dave, seriously, you're getting out soon, right?
I can return to my shallow, meaningless life. All I have is, my show, and now I won't have that for, 6 to 8 weeks, and that's only if these bozos are guessed right.
Well, here's the big question, I guess.
Yeah.
What about Jerry Seinfeld as a fill-in host for your show?
Too Jewish. Midwest wouldn't like it. Yeah, seriously.
Well, they like the TV show Seinfeld.
Yeah, don't you think he's funny? I mean, the Midwest accepted his Jewishness in a sitcom.
Lots of, non-Jews surround him. Talk show, is different. The Midwest won't, stay tuned to Jerry's glib New York wimpy heap crap for one freaking segment. Howard, no one wants to hear Jerry talk about bagels. Unless he's, putting toothpaste on them instead of cream cheese or something.
Oh, my.
Oh, God! My chest feels like I'm getting acupuncture from Laura Babbitt.
Pain?
I don't mean to laugh at your pain.
Yeah.
So no Jerry as host. What about me? Would you be comfortable with me as a guest host?
Oh, I'd have to be, I'd have to be more drugged up than I am now, for crying out loud. No, they'd hate you, even if, you weren't a Jew or half a Jew or whatever you are.
Now, Dave, you've said a lot of interesting things here. And I have to disagree with you about me because I think the audience would love me and the ratings would go through the roof.
Yeah.
But what about Chris Rock as the host? People mentioned him in the newspaper.
Listen, Howard, maybe he's okay, but when you see him doing those deaf comedy jams or hosting on bet. You know, but my audience is still getting used to having to share the drinking fountain with those people.
Oh, my.
You know, it's asking,
When they opened your chest, they found a racist.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just asking an awful lot to expect them to be, tolerant of a guy who looks like, burnt match.
Wow, dude, this is unbelievable. Now, well, it sounds to me, Dave, and I know you're just joking. I know you're not racist.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, I do know that. I know he's kidding, trying to get laughs, but very desperate. It seems to me...
If I wanted to get laughs, Howard, I'd be telling you that Carol Burnett would be filling in for me for the next 6 weeks.
Are you threatened by someone good taking over the show?
Oh, come on, stop it. You're on acid. Excuse me.
Hello?
I've been sawed in half like a goddamn grapefruit. Before I would like some breakfast, por favor.
All right.
Sorry.
You're talking to the nurse?
Yeah, listen, I've got to go. I got to get out of here. Maybe you can play me some Britney Spears music. I want to test out my heart.
Well, I'll tell you one thing before you go, and I do wish you well, and I hope that you feel better. And I just want to say, I bet Jay Leno is partying.
Yeah. You sent me a don't get well card.
He sent you a don't get well card.
Of course not. That would border on being funny, which is out of that gentleman's realm.
Oh,
damn it!
Hey, here's a thought. Why not let Jackie the Joke Man Martling handle the hosting chores?
I thought you said you'd stop taking acid back in the 70s.
Oh, David!
Ouch! Christ! What do they sew me up with, barbed wire?
Well, Dave, it was nice talking to you.
Listen, Howard, I gotta go.
Is he worried about getting better?
Huh?
Are you worried about getting better?
No, I just, I'll be all right. I'll be okay.
Hey, are you making them keep your hospital room at 55 degrees so the staff can appreciate your humor?
You would know a joke, if it bit you in your damn inflatable flabby ass. Listen, I got to get out of here.
Where are you going? You're in bed.
Time for a fresh bedpan?
No, I'm getting too excited, and the doctor said I can't watch Baywatch for another 6 months.
All right, Dave. Thank you.
By the way, I just want to pass something on to you folks. If ever you have to go under, I found out that I was allergic to regular forms of anesthesia. So in order to get me unconscious, the doctors had to play a tape of Steve Forbes explaining his flat tax plan.
All right, listen, Dave.
Next time you go in.
Listen, I know you're not even supposed to be on the phone, and I thank you for calling in.
You're the lowest of the low. Don't ever call me again.
All right, thanks, Dave. Feel better, really. Yeah. Well, there it is. All right, there's our Letterman bed. Yeah, this what Rob Burnett can't handle.
Jasmine and I were just having this conversation before we got here.
Say oral sex.
Oh, yeah, I'll say...
No.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Pam, get it together,
Yeah,
girl.
Pam, really?
Well, I forgot where I was for a second.
You think you're home. All right, here they are. Well, oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah.
You guys go with your
Come on,
bad
those are hot
stuff.
chicks. Yeah,
Guys.
baby. All right, this is...
Where's Emma? Get Emma out here.
Wait a second.
Emma will kiss him.
Davida,
Hello, Howard.
how are you, baby?
Cheers, darling.
Yeah, we've partied. Hey, show these girls your body.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, show them your body. Take off a shirt or something so Pam can see.
Yes, Howard.
You're dying to
Gotta
kiss...
work up to that.
You're dying to kiss Pam, right?
If you kiss me, you have to kiss everyone. We all have to kiss him.
Right. And what about and Nikki? What about you? You're a lesbian too?
See, you're gonna make
I've thought about it, but we won't go there yet.
Do you want to kiss Pam?
What's up, girl?
Well, doesn't everybody?
Yeah. I see. All the girls want to kiss you.
Nat wants to kiss too. Nat wants to kiss
Nat
too.
does not want to
Yes,
kiss
you are.
Oh, you're trying to
Yes, you
pull me
will.
in and you're like...
are in the GPC, the Gay Players Club.
See, you guys, I finally called your bluff. Every minute you're sitting there in New Orleans. We're gay. I'm totally gay.
I'll kiss her.
All right.
I
And
want
now,
to dance and I'll kiss her.
so I brought you two hot broads to kiss, and it's time.
Position.
It's time to do it.
I'm in the position.
Yeah, you are in the position. All right, now.
I'm in the position.
Now, which
somebody's running
right. Now sit down next to Pam.
Okay.
Wow. Sit down next to Pam.
Gotta make you move.
All right. This is good.
About to catch a break,
Do you,
girl.
Davida, you really have fantasized about kissing Pam?
I have. You know what? I was telling my girlfriend the other day, her New Year's Eve wish was to see Pam with a dildo. So I was like, you know what? Here I am. I'm with Pam.
Right.
Eat your heart out, baby.
All right, so wait a second.
Do you have the...
Davida, you're a lot of fun.
GPC.
Pam, Davida is so much fun. She does her scores party. She's like the most fun.
She's
in
the
world.
most fun.
Telling us about the sports
Davida,
party.
stand up. What do you got underneath your dress? You wearing a thong?
I am wearing a thong.
You strip down to your thong and show Pam your ass. Come on, please. Come on. Show Pam your ass. She's so totally gay. Let's see.
I don't have an ass, Howard.
What?
I don't have an ass.
Yes, you do. You have an awesome ass. Don't give me that. Pull off your dress.
You
Wait a
gotta have
second.
Emma out here.
I wish you girls were drunk. Show her your ass.
That's a cute ass.
It is. What do you got, a bra?
Got a bra.
Show her your bra.
Molly's so embarrassed.
Howard,
Yeah, this is so
you
not
caught
for
me in a
Molly.
very negotiable
Molly, I
mood,
thought you're
Howard.
gay.
Molly's gonna
She's
cry.
totally gay.
Molly
She
is.
had the most
Molly's
not
totally
gay.
gay.
Who's gay? Who's
She's
gay?
in the boyfriend.
Nikki, sit next to Molly.
Natalie are gay.
Go ahead, sit down next to Molly.
You should see these guys.
Or sit in between Natalie and Molly.
lap dances. You were getting lap
Right.
dances. Come on, Molly.
Good.
Did Molly get lap dances?
Full on lap dances. I mean, these girls were totally making out.
All right. What?
No, the girls. I'm gonna get in trouble. Kelly's gonna give me. I'm gonna.
No, wait a second. You're not married anymore. You can kiss whoever you want. Now let's see if you're totally gay.
It's true. You're single now. Are you single now?
Well, I have a boyfriend.
No, please.
all the time
Doesn't
girls
count.
right now.
Yeah.
No, here's the answer to that. Yes, you're single, and you have a boyfriend.
Right.
I'm single and I have a boyfriend. And the LPC and the BFC.
All right, Natalie, are you gonna kiss? Are you gonna kiss Nikki?
Just kiss her really soft.
Let me see. Let me see you kiss her.
Kiss her.
Kiss her.
I'm not a makeout kiss.
Let me see. Oh, get out of here with that. You're not totally gay.
I'm not gay.
Davida, kiss Pam. Go ahead.
putting me in a
Davida, kiss
gay
Pam.
player
Look. Shh.
Stuck her tongue in my mouth.
So what? I thought you're totally gay.
So
I'm gay.
No, wait, Howard. That's the difference between being gay and being bi.
No, you
Right.
forgot to ask her if she liked it or not.
Did you like it, Pam?
Yeah, that was nice. She's got very soft lips.
Do you want to kiss her
So
again?
good.
Tell the truth. Do you want to hug and kiss each other?
No, I can't.
Yes, you do. Liar.
I didn't say put her on the spot.
So that's it? You guys are all done being gay?
Yeah.
All right, girls. Thank you. All
Thank you.
right, that's it. Yeah.
We're not gay anymore now.
Don't you guys want to be?
tonight.
What, let me ask you something. Wait a second.
You can't get
Davida,
it started over here.
Davida, let me ask you something.
Yes, Howard.
Didn't you think you were going to get to hug Pam?
You know what?
You guys ought to stand up and kiss.
Yes.
Yes.
Hearing all sorts of stories, Pamela.
You're not so gay, Pam. You better be quiet with that gay stuff.
I'm totally gay.
You are so not gay.
I am.
Why don't you two stand up and kiss? Try that.
You are just going to keep
Please, yeah, come on, stand up and kiss. Go ahead, stand up and kiss. Let me see that. All right, let me see if you're totally gay. Oh, look at this. Oh, they look good together. Wow. All right, kiss her.
When I grow up, I'm going to get onesie size too.
Good, just kiss her.
She's complaining that she's tonguing, but Pam's mouth is wide open.
Pam,
Teasing me.
of course she's tonguing you. Your mouth's open.
Come over there.
Oh.
You know what, though?
In a minute.
Don't you know how to kiss a
I'm a
woman?
little sick. I don't want to give her any.
Oh, you're sick? All right. All right, girls, thank you very much. I want to thank our two beautiful scores girls, Nikki and Davida, for coming in here and being totally gay. What is it?
Howard, you can't get us started like
Sorry,
this.
you had to kiss me.
Now you've got me started on something. You got me hot now. Pamela's over here kissing me.
Right.
No, we're not stopping that.
You want more, Pamela?
Howard, you stop.
You want more?
Pamela, how about Howard?
in the hot
Honey, I'll get you later.
You get me started on Pamela, someone's going to finish it.
I'll finish it later. You just wait for me in the green room over there, all right, baby? All right, Davida, thank you so much. She's beautiful. That girl's a lot of fun. Pam, you are so not gay.
I'm not gay.
So what?
So now you have to fess up, Pam. You're not gay.
I said to the guys yesterday, I said, you know how Pam says she's totally gay? You know, Nat's always saying she's gay. I said, let's bring in some gay chicks.
says Nat.
No, Nat says you're gay.
said
You wanted
she
to
was
marry me in
gay.
Vegas.
All right, Louis wants to talk. All right, Pam, Louis wants to talk to you. Go ahead, Louis.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Howard.
Yes.
I heard the other night on the radio that Pam is looking for like a boyfriend, and she wants somebody that's good looking and rich. And now she was just telling you that she trades in her airline tickets from first class to fly with regular people. I don't understand it.
Why not date regular people, Pam? Why does the guy have to be
I'm a
rich?
regular person.
You
He's
do.
not rich.
He's not rich?
Kelly.
So she says her boyfriend isn't rich.
I mean, he's doing well for himself, but I mean,
All right.
I
Yeah, but how does somebody of a regular caliber meet someone
Oh,
like
please,
Pamela
give up.
Anderson?
You're not meeting her anyway. Give up.
I'm into surfers.
Yeah. She's into disc jockeys and surfers.
That's right.
That's pretty much it. You got to admit that was pretty good.
That was pretty funny.
That was funny.
That was
I
pretty
called your
funny.
bluff.
I totally made out with her, though. I kissed her.
You didn't tongue her.
I did. Her tongue touched my tongue.
You did open your mouth. I saw that.
Her tongue touched
That was
my
early
tongue.
in the morning to be doing that kind of.
Yeah.
I know.
Let me tell you. To us, it was very serious business that
Molly,
was
I
going
can't
on.
believe you didn't kiss anybody.
Yeah, what's your problem? Molly, why didn't you kiss anyone?
On Donnie Marie show,
I
she's
did
saying
it.
I'm a little bit country, I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Oh, you're right. Did you?
Molly.
Do you know? Hey, let me tell you something. I had Donnie on the show. This is the truth. Donnie has never given his wife oral sex.
No.
And he has never received oral sex from his wife, nor will he ask her for it because he doesn't want to embarrass her.
That's not true.
Swear to God.
What do you mean that's not true?
It is
Because
so
that's
true.
impossible.
No, it's.
I
not
think that
true.
Donnie is like a silent freak.
Let me tell you, no, he's
the quiet silence are the worst
he told me he's a Mormon. This was all done in seriousness. She said I'd be very uncomfortable asking my wife to do that, and they don't do it.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
Oh, they're missing out on.
Look at Pam. She can't even compute that.
I know.
I
She's like,
can't.
that's impossible.
Head's exploding.
Yeah, like what?
What?
What do you think of that?
Oh, I don't know, Molly. What do you think of that?
I think they're missing out on a big part of life. I think.
Right. That's the greatest.
A big part of
A
life.
huge part.
I don't know about, but you know.
Yeah. Here's a
She
guy.
has the most perverted conversations with us. We talk so nasty on the set, and Molly is like the instigator of all.
Molly, are you horny?
What are you
She
talking
talks about. You talk about all
Molly
kinds
is
of.
so horny.
Molly, let me
all
ask
the
you.
time.
She is front.
She's
She is
ass
like
up all
Molly's
the time.
good looking,
Thank
too.
you.
hooker.
Molly, how tall are you?
She's a hooker.
5'11".
Oh, I love that. How much you weigh?
I don't know.
You don't
I
even
try
know.
to stay off the scale.
You got some bod. I'm very attracted to you. You like anal sex? Has to answer. Okay. All right. Number one.
Okay.
How old were you when you got your first period? We'll go to Pam first.
18.
18.
Wow.
Yeah.
Late bloomer. 18. You got your first period.
18.
Weren't you concerned?
Yes, I was concerned that I was really a man.
Did you have sex before your first period?
Yeah.
You did. How old were you when you first had sex?
Oh, that's not a good one.
Were you 12?
4. Stop. I was 12.
You were 12?
Yeah, but it wasn't a good situation.
Was it a relative?
No.
What do you mean it wasn't a good situation? Was it an
wasn't a
older
good
guy?
situation. Yes.
How old?
Well,
18?
25.
25 and you were 12?
Yeah.
Are you out of your mind?
Wasn't my choice.
Oh, he raped you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's not
Jesus.
sex.
It's not bad. Okay, no, my first sexual experience was when
How did he get a hold of you?
This is stuff
I was playing backgammon with him.
You were playing backgammon where? At his house?
That's how it always starts.
It's always
Who would leave you alone with
from
But
backgammon.
who would leave you alone with a
I was with my
25-year-old?
girlfriend who was a total hoe upstairs.
Right.
Another guy.
Wait a second.
I didn't know they were
But
doing
who
that.
left? They left you alone. How did you meet a 25-year-old guy when you're 12?
Because it's a very small town,
Right.
you know?
I know. And you met him, and he said, "Hey, come on over and play some backgammon."
Yeah, well, I went with my girlfriend who was with the other guy.
And she was 12.
She was like 13.
Oh, 13.
So she way older than me.
Wow. So she was upstairs doing this guy,
Something.
and you're
Yeah.
downstairs, and he just jumped on top of you?
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, it's not good.
Oh, that is not good.
No, that's not funny. That's yucky.
You pulled your a 12-year-old.
I know. That's
And did you ever complain to anyone? Did you have him arrested?
No, I
or-
didn't tell anybody.
You didn't tell anyone.
Oh, so he got away with it.
Yeah. Well, I know who he is.
How many times did he do it?
Just once.
He just did it once.
Yeah.
So there was nothing romantic?
No.
No, it was
awful.
painful.
Yeah.
terrible.
No, it was not a good
Were
situation.
your breasts developed at that point?
No.
They were not.
I was 12.
You were 12?
I didn't get to. Okay, more questions to the rest of the
No, I'm not stopping there.
God.
Wait a
This
second.
isn't funny.
Molly, have you ever had anal sex?
Oh!
Ouch.
I might have dabbled.
You have. Oh, God,
I might have
need you.
dabbled.
Come here. I want to make out with you right now. I want to spank you and make out with you.
She can't believe she's saying this right now.
Wow. The girl's a VIP. You like it?
VIP stands for very
He is
important
talking to
places.
me. He's talking to you.
Do you like it? Do you like it?
It's a variation.
Right.
Variation.
It's something different, and you got to be in the right mood.
Yeah,
Mood.
it's definitely the right move.
Yeah. Nat, what about you?
No anal sex for me.
Really? Never even tried it.
No.
That's a brick.
That
That's
is
a
a total
lie.
brick. How can I say that? Look at
Robin's done it.
Whatever.
2 times.
I swear.
Robin loves it.
I didn't do it.
Oh, please.
Robin did it with a total stranger.
Oh, stop that.
Tell the girls, Robin.
Oh, get out of here.
She did.
First things first.
You have to be in the right frame of mind.
Yeah. This guy got Robin
I
so.
know.
I swear I didn't.
Really? You know what it is then?
Even
Can I say something?
It's because of my big butt.
No, can I say something? Can I say something?
She's the best butt. She's definitely had it.
You haven't been with the right guy yet. He hasn't turned you on enough to do it. That's it.
Do you hear
Period.
that, listeners?
Pam, what about you? You've tried it,
My
right?
boyfriend's listening right
Yeah.
now.
You have.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
God, I gotta have you.
Yeah.
Can I have some sex with you right now, if you don't mind?
DP.
What's DP? Double.
What is it?
Penetration. We had this conversation in the makeup trailer. Molly.
Now,
We
you've
did?
had that? You've
Or something or other. What is it?
You,
what you're saying.
you have how many vibrators do you own, Pam?
Now?
Yeah.
3.
I'd like to use them on you.
I don't use them by myself, though.
Right. That's cool. Nat, what about you? How many you own?
2.
I bought her one.
Wow.
Got me one.
Do you like them? Are you using it as we speak?
I have one of those kind that, you put in your underwear.
Yes.
You walk
Vibrating
around,
panty
you're like,
underwear.
I'm feeling a little bit horny right now. It's like,
Do you really?
No, I don't have one of those, but I...
Do you use the pocket rocket?
That's for guys.
No, G2 and...
What do you mean that's for guys? That is not for guys. That's for girls.
Oh, I don't know that.
The pocket rocket.
G2.
Do you use, what's the big one I use on my wife?
Oh, the magic wand?
You use the magic wand?
A back massager.
Yeah, that thing's huge. You gotta really, you really gotta.
Big Ben.
We got the thumper.
Do you have the thumper?
Doing the thumper.
What is the thumper? I don't even know that one.
I love the thumper.
It's like a jackhammer. Wait, Pam, you must be a lot to handle. I don't know if I can satisfy you.
I use that on Kelly.
Robin uses the Leaning Tower of Pizza. She actually has to go to Italy.
I don't even think I told you this, but I used to live with 4 girls in the House of Foul. And they're probably listening right now.
Yes, now.
Yeah, no one's talking to me from that group. But anyways, they used to have this big back massager.
They shared it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wrong.
But it wasn't
That's not right.
No, they didn't put it inside their clothes. It was like on top of their clothes. And they would just be like, I think I'm going to go have an orgasm right now. We'd just be hanging out. And I was like so horrified. I was like,
right.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You're probably the
I'm
leader of
one
this
that didn't have
pack.
anal sex here, okay?
You probably did.
Anal sex, yeah.
You mean you've never had it?
I swear.
Has a guy tried?
Everything.
And what do? You just go, no.
That's not my vibe. You know how I am about CPABH. So
I know. She's like weird about
What,
it. but
CPABH?
Can't poop anywhere but home.
All right. All right, so anyway. All right, wait. So what question was I up to?
Nah.
Oh, vibrators. Molly, you own a vibrator?
Talks about
You do?
all the time.
You're hot. I like all three of
I'm
you.
all yes and no's. I can't.
All right, let me ask you something. All right. Pam, have you ever made it with a black guy?
Yeah,
You have?
of course.
Oh, I didn't know that. Nat, what about you? You too, Molly? Sure. No kidding. Jesus Christ.
Nat has
Listen, no, we don't discriminate.
Wow. All right, Pam. Have you made it with 2 guys at the same time?
No.
That's a lie.
Well, I know I've
You made out with 2 guys.
Now you're totally bricking.
Wait a minute, Nat. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You said you
Stick it in your
watched?
mouth.
All right, wait, what did you do? You watched 2 guys do stuff to each other?
I was with somebody and their friend watched.
Oh, a guy watched? And what did he do? Pleasure himself in the corner?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, that's
my
sick.
goodness.
My luck, I'd be the guy in the corner. You're kidding.
Don't get any real action.
I don't know if he was more interested in the guy though.
Oh, really?
I'm eating my girl.
Now, what about you? Ever 2 guys at the same time?
Yeah, Cap, no.
Molly?
No.
I don't believe it.
Don't.
Molly, you ever make it with a girl?
No.
I don't believe that either.
I have.
Pam has?
Oh,
I
get
did.
out.
So, Pam, did you go all the way with a girl?
No.
No. You will. You're almost there. I could get you to do
I'm
that.
warming up to it.
Well, this is exciting. You girls have sex during your period all the time?
No.
No? Nat doesn't?
No.
Sometimes.
Pam, you do?
I don't really do it anymore.
Yeah, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Totally.
What about you, Molly?
Sure.
Wow, this is exciting. Oh, this is so great. You girls urinate in the shower?
Get out.
What do you mean get out?
On people.
Oh,
Oh, I mean, what do you mean get out?
You would do that?
I do that all the time. I always do that.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah. It's a shower. Come on.
I don't do it on a regular basis, but I have before.
You have, right?
Yeah.
And what about you, Molly?
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, my goodness.
We're learning so much about each other.
All right, let's go to Pam now. Pam, is genital size important to you?
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
All 3 girls agree?
Without a doubt.
Boy.
I don't even go there.
Nat, go ahead, Nat. Let me hear.
Trying to pretend she's the nice girl.
Let Natalie talk, please.
On anything.
Go ahead.
I'm not the nice girl, and why she's coming across
All
this
right,
way.
go ahead, Nat. Please.
If you use it right, it doesn't matter what
Whatever.
size.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
No, it's true. It's true.
I'm never going to be with. I would never be with you, Pam.
Miss
No,
Diplomat.
you know
Not
what?
after Tommy.
No. Well, then whatever with that.
Please.
No, you know he's. There's.
He's so big.
It was a good
Yeah,
camera
but it's all how
angle.
you use it, and that was a good camera angle. I keep
Really? He was holding the camera. How could it be a good camera
He's his
angle?
own best cameraman.
You know,
All
you
right.
can make those things, we looked real skinny, and then you can make your butt look bigger.
Right.
Those are camera angles, man.
Well, show me how to do that. All right, let's go to the phone calls. Yes, Tina, you're on the air with the girls of VIP. You can check your local listings for when it's on. Pamela Anderson. Hey, Natalie, you say your last name Raytano?
Yes.
Okay, and Molly Culver.
Pam?
Yeah.
Hi, I think you're absolutely beautiful, but I have to ask you, why are you making yourself look like a slut?
What are you talking about?
Why do you think she's a
Is there
slut?
anything you girls have not done
Oh, you know what it is?
Please, somebody enjoys sex. Is that
Is it wrong? You know, you girls are in prison.
Fun.
Yeah, you girls are in prison if you can't enjoy sex and sex talk.
What's the big deal? It's not like she's...
We're just having fun.
I admire the girls' openness.
You have a lot of nerve calling up here and calling someone a slut.
Really?
Right.
Just because you don't get any fun.
Sal, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Howard, how you doing?
Yes.
Natalie.
Yes.
It's Sal from New York, I guess. I was at your birthday party, and after I was at Robin's house.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make out.
All I gotta say is,
Sal!
Natalie,
Hi!
Nat, what's up, hon?
Yes.
Can I
but
see it?
Sal saw me in a G-string.
Can I see you in the G-string?
Mm-mm.
She
Why?
has a bomb body.
Why don't you just pull your pants down a little bit?
I cannot
Oh,
do
come
that.
on.
Sal, see what you started?
Stand up. Let me see your
I have
body.
to admit the truth.
Nat, stand up. Let me see your body.
I can't
Ghetto
believe that
booty.
you had to bring up
Ghetto
the
booty.
birthday after party.
Why were you in a thong at your birthday party?
Because I stripped down and got in the pool.
You did? With your top off?
No, I had my top on and G-string.
G-string. So why can't I see your G-string?
She's the bomb body.
Really? Let's see it.
Stand up. You gotta tell her.
Just stand up. Let me see you.
She's got
Stand
bomb
up.
body.
Let's see. Can't you stand up?
I'm not gonna take my
All right, don't take your pants off. Let me see. Stand up. Let me look at your body. I never really get to see it.
a total big butt.
Let me see your butt. Turn around. Look at that ass. And you never had anal sex?
No,
Boy.
Sal, I never had anal sex.
I don't know.
All right, thank you.
Ask Miguel.
What does Sal know? All right, let's. How does Sal get into your party?
Sal is a friend of mine that used to live in L.A. Now
see.
he moved back to New York.
Mike, you're on the air.
First of all, I want to say Sal must be wrong. Because Pam is the mega bomb.
She is.
Pam, I love you. That's all I have to say.
That's nice.
Let me
doesn't?
tell you something.
I can
met
listen to these
Tommy Lee
girls
a
talk.
couple years ago.
Yes.
And the first thing I did, I was like, man, let me smell your fingers.
Really? When you
Dude,
met Tommy Lee?
I love you. Woo! You know what I'm saying, Pam?
That's beautiful, man.
I was like, I asked Tommy, I'm like, Tommy, do you ever sleep with an ugly girl just to see how the rest of us live?
Wow.
God, he was such an idiot. Pam, I love you.
By the way, I don't know if you recognize this man's voice. This is Al Gore.
Oh, really?
What did you say, Al?
No idea.
That is exciting.
Thank you for the
clap. What's that?
Now, Pam, what do you mean when you say you've used vibrators on guys? What does that mean?
Oh.
I read that somewhere. How do you use a vibrator on a guy? On the butt? Really?
Oh, really?
Have you ever tried it?
not played right now.
No. No, I haven't.
Out on us.
I haven't done anything.
No wonder you haven't no
I am
dreams,
very
Howard.
pure. Give me a vibrator. I want to try that.
Why are you turning red?
All right, why did you... I don't know why. Why did you kiss Ben Affleck in Vegas a few days ago?
Did not kiss. I'm going to make an announcement because I was with her
I was
all
there
night.
too.
Right.
Well, you weren't there. You bolted halfway through.
It sucks too.
When it got-
because
when it
everyone
got-
keeps saying this stuff.
Did she kiss Ben Affleck?
She did
she
not
did not.
kiss
We were
Ben
all
Affleck.
Are you attracted to him in any way?
No,
with a
none of
girl.
us are.
You were making out with a girl.
I was making out with a girl. He was in the club and watching. But
I
that's
need
it.
to see that.
So that was
No.
the night you were gay.
Did not kiss Ben Affleck.
All right, so you were gay that night.
I was totally gay.
What do you mean when you said you had sex while on a branch of a tree? What is that about?
Where did people get all this stuff? Is that from the Playboy interview?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I've done that.
You played the saxophone?
Yeah, I played saxophone for 7 years in school.
Let's hear that.
I cannot. I
You
tried
cannot?
a couple. Yeah, really.
And what does it mean you made love on the branch of a tree? Outdoors? On a branch
Like
of
you
a
were
tree?
up in a tree?
You
Yeah, I was
climbed up in the tree?
Yeah, I was up
And
in
you
the
didn't fall off the tree
No.
branch?
No.
Very, very balanced.
That is
I'm
unbelievable.
a gymnast.
Yeah, she's backflip.
Pam can.
Hey, tell me whatever happened. I have a couple of questions. Whatever happened? Remember when the tabloid printed a story that you were on heroin?
Right.
All right, and you were suing the tabloid.
Right.
Whatever happened with that?
I won,
Oh, you did win.
but I'm not allowed to talk about it.
And you're not allowed to talk about how much money you got.
Right. Exactly.
Right, because you
But
weren't
I
on
did win.
heroin.
We settled, but I can say that I've never, ever tried heroin. Yeah, that was funny when I heard that on the radio.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, I remember
You guys were like, she must be the heroin poster girl. I'm like, poor girl, whoever they're talking about. And then you're like, Pamela Anderson, I almost run off the road. I was like,
All right, let me ask you something. Do you have genital piercing?
No.
Nat, do you have genital piercing?
No.
You do not have genital piercing?
No.
Really? Molly, do you?
No.
You do not?
No.
Pam, you're considering it, aren't you?
No.
You have considered it.
No, I haven't considered any piercings.
I don't believe that.
No.
All right.
That's have not considered any piercings.
This is very exhausting, isn't it?
Because this is like a test.
It's like trial.
All right, here's a list of men. Here's a list of men that Pam has made love to. I don't have a list on the two of you.
Why are you doing this?
Let me come on. Why not? This is fun. Can we give the list?
Okay.
All right.
No.
Scott Baio.
Oh.
Scale of 1 to 10. How is he in the set?
God, you can't do this to me.
You loved him so much. You went back to him.
You were with him more than once.
Yeah.
I forget any men now before now. Yeah. I'm blocking them
No, come
all
on.
out.
Give me a scale. Pam, be honest.
Remember.
Give me a scale of 1 to 10. I love stuff like this. Scott Baio.
I can't remember.
Was he really that good that you kept running back to him? He was not good. A scale of 1 to 10, was he below a 5?
No, I'm going to say above 5.
Above 5, maybe a 6?
Yeah, something like that.
6.
Yeah.
Big in the pants? Big enough for you?
Oh, God, you guys are going to... Yeah, a little, yeah.
He's big.
About a 6.
You're kidding. Jesus. I can't believe it.
As far as I remember, I shouldn't even be remembering.
All right, here's another guy. You were engaged to Dean Cain.
I was never engaged to Dean Cain.
But you made love to Dean Cain. Superman.
He's big.
He's big? How do you know he's big?
I heard a story about this that supposedly he was turned around, and when he whipped around, she supposedly gasped when she saw him.
Now, how would you know that?
Okay, yeah, where'd you hear that?
I swear,
No.
something like that sticks in your mind.
Pam, is that
She
true
did
or
say
false?
he had the best body.
Yeah.
He doesn't?
Kelly has the best body.
No, forget that guy. Forget the surfer guy.
Up until Kelly.
He's nobody. He's nobody. Big deal. You know, how can you admire a guy who surfs all the time?
If you can make a living out of surfing, I have to
Please.
admire you.
I'm
I have
sorry.
to admire
I'm
you because
sorry.
I can't figure that
Six-time
out.
world champion.
How about a guy with a little ambition? Come on.
Exactly. He has so much ambition.
Oh, please.
He's the bomb.
Cool.
You know what? When this is over, we'll talk. Believe me, because that's what you were saying about Tommy, and that's what you're saying about Dean Cain.
Never said about Dean Cain.
I have to say, I have to stick up for Kelly because
Yeah, I'm sure he's a good-looking guy.
No,
if
it's
I
not-
surfed
no,
all
it's
day,
not
I
even
might be
that.
good-looking.
Howard,
Right.
listen, we encounter a lot of men all
Honey,
the time.
he stands on a surfboard.
But he's a good person.
Well, yeah, but you know what? That's like me saying I can hold myself up. I can talk good.
Oh, yeah, you want to try it? Okay, we'll get you out on the
Let him
board.
try a 5-hour radio show. You want to get down to it? At least I'm making some money at
Never
this.
do that.
Well, he's making money at surfing.
Oh, please.
Last time I talked to him,
Pamela
How much money does he
the
make?
last time I talked to him, he was working.
Yeah. I mean, how could you?
Millions and millions.
I could understand you dating a garbage man. This guy gets up in the morning, goes to work.
Wait,
guy
you hear what you
surfs.
just said?
What?
Millions and millions
He
of
makes
dollars?
millions and millions.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, he does.
But he does have endorsements and
He
all
does?
that kind of stuff.
I mean,
I
it's
saw how he treats her too.
And it's not
Did you when you were in bed with him? Did you ever accidentally call him Tommy? Tell the truth. I don't believe it.
Never.
But you know what? She's going back to Kelly too, so he must be pretty good.
Yeah, Kelly's good.
Sweetheart. He's a
Dean Cain, scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the best.
forget because
4?
that wasn't very long.
Was he worse than Scott Baio?
No.
These are kind of trick questions.
Yeah, no, it's no, because that was.
Did he
very
have a big
short
genitalia?
situation. I don't even remember.
That's something you remember.
No, I've always been lucky in that department. I don't think I've ever encountered anyone.
Yeah, smart. You must have some kind of radar.
Radar, yes.
Yeah, well, you might
I
just.
think I have good radar.
DR.
Right. Now, what about this guy?
BC.
What about this guy?
Molly on the set all the time. BC.
Really?
Oh, you don't know what that means.
What is BC?
Big.
Oh, I see. I see. Big genitalia.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
Genitalia.
Right.
Molly is the radar.
Molly, you like that?
You know, you can see it. That's just all.
Stand up, Howard.
Yeah, here. Molly, Molly, what do you see here?
LC.
I understand.
When we're around the pool,
I want you all come on around the thing, and all three of you stand up. Let Molly tell who has the biggest.
Oh, please.
Yeah, Molly can do it. Yeah, come on, stand up.
Come on,
stand up.
stand up,
Really?
everybody.
Stand up. Okay, Molly.
You, Fred, and Jackie.
NC. No comment. No.
Come on.
Yeah, you two guys stand up over around here. Come here.
around so she can see you.
Come on.
It's just there's also something to be said for the jeans. Oh, look it. That's
It
good.
could be all potatoes and no meat.
Butterflies show differently than
bees, man.
But you get fooled because Howard, it can be all potatoes and no meat, or all meat and no potatoes.
Or you could have SPs.
Whatever.
What do you got?
Come here, Fred. Come on. Hurry up. What's the matter with you? Stand up over here. Let Molly take a look. Get out of here. I have makeup kits in my pants.
I can't see him.
Howard, you're so tall.
I'm tall and I'm very handsome. You don't realize it.
All right, who's got BC?
Okay, Jackie's getting this on.
Well, you see, we have a couple zippers here and a button fly.
Right.
There
Who's got the biggest?
You can't really.
Who's the biggest?
Well, I
Me, Jackie, or Fred? Quickly.
Because the button flies are better. You can.
Who's biggest? Who's biggest?
Just pick.
Go ahead.
I'll have to go for the button fly. On
That's Fred. And you're right. He actually is the biggest.
biggest one.
Yeah, Jackie and I are very tiny.
Sucks the show.
It just sucks. She actually can't tell. It's unbelievable.
Tell.
All right, let's take a couple more calls because we're running out of time. I understand you're doing the Rosie O'Donnell show today. The three of you are doing it?
No, she didn't want us.
Oh, believe me, she wants you.
We got the veto.
They're gonna come and we're gonna pull them on now.
Really? What? You know what you ought to do?
Yeah.
Can I tell you what you should do? You should do on Rosie O'Donnell today?
What?
Kiss her.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm kissing everybody. Spread the love.
Tell Rosie you're gay.
Yeah, see what she says. By the way, Brad Pitt's stalker is here. We're going to be talking to her next.
No.
Yeah, she broke into his house and she tried to kiss him.
And she's here?
She's here. We're going to be doing an exclusive interview, and she used to be a stripper. If you guys want to make out with her.
No thanks.
All right. Go ahead, Mike. You're on the air.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
Yo, man. Yo, listen, Pamela is the baddest.
Right.
No one can touch her, man.
Right.
All right. 2 years back, man, it was a little while ago. I heard there was a rumor going around WWF that, man, she slept with Shawn Michaels and Diesel.
No. Who?
Did you sleep with Shawn Michaels, the wrestler?
No, no.
All right, you did not. Okay. Go ahead, Rob. You're on the air.
Ever.
Pamela.
Oh, God.
Chuck?
I'm in love with you, baby.
Oh, that sounded like Chuck Zito for a second.
It kind of did. Yeah, Rob, what do you want to tell Pam?
I was on the I had to pull over on the FDR. I was getting too involved. I got to go back home because I just made a mess all over myself.
Rob, let me understand something. Rob, let me understand something. You pleasured yourself to Pam?
Yes, I did.
While you were driving in your car? Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, well,
Isn't that nice,
drove
ladies?
And then I pulled over.
Is there any bigger compliment?
So awesome.
Is there any bigger compliment to a woman than when you do that?
Not in a million years.
That's unbelievable. How great is
Has
that?
that ever happened to you before?
What did it for you? The anal sex
No.
discussion?
No, when they were kissing each other.
Oh, yeah.
Drove me. I can't work for the rest of the day, and I got to go home and change.
Isn't that something? Hey, Rob, you know what I always say?
And I'm sure he has a very important job.
Rob, thank God for Easy Pass. Right? You don't have to go to the toll booth.
What job is he going to be late for? I have to know.
Yeah, what job? What kind of work do you do?
I can't disclose.
Aren't you a scientist who's working on the cure for AIDS?
Can't disclose it.
I think you're very close. Yes.
Keep it up. You're looking great. And,
But Pam, you like phone
Howard,
sex,
you're the
right?
best.
I heard that's your favorite form of sex, phone sex. Is
Not
that
my
true?
favorite.
You
No,
love
I
it, though.
think it's good.
Would you like to have phone sex with Pam right now?
Oh, no.
I would love to.
All right, go ahead.
No, he's already finished.
You start. Well, it's all right. He can go again.
Pam, I want to bite your lips, and I want to kiss you and put my tongue right inside your mouth and take my tongue and put it right
Like that
underneath
girl?
your-
Well, go ahead, Pam. Talk to him. Say something to him.
No.
What are you talking
Come on,
about?
Pam.
Already.
He's
Pam,
already done. He's over.
I want to take
Oh,
your
please.
tongue. No, I can go again. With you.
Come on. He's a guy.
Okay, go.
I want to take my tongue and put it right on your tummy.
Yeah. What's with you broads?
Fred's eyes are
What's
closed.
the matter with you?
Molly, come on. Molly does phone sex all the time.
Molly, go ahead. Help this guy
I'll
out.
take him. I'll take all of them.
Yeah, watch me. I'll talk to him. Let me do it with Molly.
Yeah, whatever.
Molly, I find you very, very attractive. Do you know that? I'm looking at you now and your full lips,
This is happening to me.
your tongue. I would like to kiss you and then chop off your feet.
Oh, dear. Thank you.
I want to bite off your fingers.
Oh!
I want to have sex with you and
That's
throw you
so
in a
sexy.
ditch.
That's so sexy.
Chop
You
your
said
head
the
off.
exact
Stop,
thing
drop,
that
and
turns me
roll.
on the most.
All right, here's another quick question for all the girls of VIP. Pamela Anderson's here, Natalie Raytano, and Molly Culver. Yeah, go ahead. Raytano.
Raytano.
That's how you say it.
Is it
That's right.
Raytano or Ratano?
It doesn't matter.
Raytana, how do
I
you
say
Tell
it.
us.
It could be like I say Ratano. But my grandmother
Ratano.
says Raytano.
All right, whatever. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Victor.
Hey, Howard, how you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, Pamela, I need to go out with you. I got what you're looking for.
What's that?
What do you got?
I'm a surfer, porn star, and I'm hung pretty well.
That is so awesome. We've probably seen some of your show.
Can you hurry down here? She needs you right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you're dreaming. Well, anyway, listen. The show.
Porn star.
He's a surfing porn star.
The show.
The bomb.
The show. VIP. Surfing porn star.
I gotta see that.
Right. All right. Anything else you girls want to
Do you
tell me?
mind having some of those tapes sent to our manager?
You girls are all hot. It's always fun hanging out with you.
Definitely.
I wish we could hang out all the time.
We're like groupies now. Are we
Mhm.
doing that party at
Desperado over
Scores?
you.
Are we doing a party? Scores? Your manager we called, and your manager said you're too busy.
Stuff to do.
So hey, you missed out.
You don't
Are you
have
gonna go there
time.
later, maybe?
Well, you got to talk to me.
Is Nikki going to be there? No.
You're definitely gonna be there. You're getting lap dances all night because you're gay. Remember?
No.
Yes, and Molly too.
You girls are not gay. You had your chance to be gay, and you all pussied
We're
out.
gay and we're proud.
Well, whatever.
They're Madras gay.
Right. Are you going to tell Rosie O'Donnell you're gay?
Sure. Why?
I think she'll be deeply offended by it.
Would she?
Yeah, I'm sure she doesn't like
Probably
that.
kick you right off
She
the
seems very
show.
straight. You know,
She'll
she's a
be
mom and
offended by me.
everything.
I'm a mom.
Yeah. Don't you think she'd be offended by someone who kisses another girl?
Off the show if she told.
Right.
That's off the show.
Although maybe if
I
you...
can't believe I didn't have you guys on the show. That always
Rosie
bums me out.
Rosie kicked us off the show.
What are you two broads going to do while she's on Rosie? Are you going to go there?
Oh, this is Nat and Molly.
Nat and Molly, what are you going to go to the Rosie?
I'm a
They represent. We're supporting.
You're going to go?
Yeah, we totally support.
And then what are you doing the rest of the day?
We got other things
Sleeping.
to do.
You're sleeping.
Going back to.
Should have gone to Scores with us.
Well, I'll go.
Okay, yeah, who needs
Nat
Pam?
is always
I can't believe
ready.
you guys haven't talked to Desmond or Emma.
I'm always
Yeah, why
ready
do we
for a
need
party,
Pam?
Robin. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You don't need
Excuse me, Nat, why do we need Pam?
You don't.
When you
We
think
always
about
have
it.
fun when we're together, though. That's when we
Please.
have
It's more fun. It's more fun to be together. It's definitely more
Believe
fun.
me.
We're all out.
Yeah.
Pam's all talk. You want to have fun?
No.
I saw what was going on.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah?
Yeah.
you haven't been out with us.
Trust me. You haven't been out with me.
You guys
All right.
come out with us. We'll put a wig on you.
True.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I like a nice little wig. I'd like to put on a
An
dress.
afro wig. That's what we do.
We put afro wigs on like for my birthday.
Yeah, and we go out.
Yeah, that's not wild.
It
When
was
you're
fun.
done with me, you'll be dead.
George Clooney thought it was really cute.
We got a story?
Yeah.
No, it's just that we
From
were
Ben
up
Affleck to George Clooney. Great.
No. There's no story to it. It's just that somebody wanted to introduce Pamela and I to George Clooney on the night of my birthday, and we had a couple of madrasas.
You wanted to bang him?
I love George.
So you would have had sex with him?
Probably not, but
So
I kind
shallow.
of thought about it.
Right.
So we're standing there. I have a big black afro.
George Clooney isn't going to do it. He's not going to do anything to get you wild. You know what I would do to you? I'd dress up as Bozo and do anal with you. All right?
I know, it'll be my first
big,
time.
with a big clown outfit on. Have you ever had that? No.
I'm bending right over the next time. I need to. The next time I come on Howard Stern, I'm going to be like, I finally did it.
Right. I'll have on the big shoes and the big red nose. You won't even know what hit you.
That's wild.
Yeah, hey, come here, baby. You know you want it. All right, hey, here's Tom. Real quick, Tom, go ahead, because the girls have to get going.
Hey, Howard. Hey, Pam.
Yeah, what's up?
This is the sexiest piece of radio I've ever heard.
Absolutely. Girls just talking like girls.
Exactly. And I can't believe
Girls
that
are
one
worse than
girl-
guys.
Yeah,
You have
you're
to
the
watch our
best.
show so it doesn't get canceled. Sweep. People
VIP's
understand.
doing great, isn't it?
Oh, we're doing
Yeah,
awesome.
well,
We're gonna buy a
let's
second
remind
year.
everybody
Yeah.
that you're here to promote VIP.
VIP, check it out.
We've already been bought a second year and third and fourth years. We're
I've
fine
actually
now.
pleasured myself to the show. So
That's what we
what,
heard.
what bigger endorsement is that?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think it was like a scene where all you guys were in it, and I was just doing myself. And I had to and I didn't have to wait that long for good stuff to happen.
Right.
You know, like when I was a kid and I used to do it to Gilligan's Island.
Me right now.
I used to do it at Gilligan's Island. I have to wait forever for Ginger to come
Ginger
on.
would not show up.
And this show VIP, constantly things are going on where I can just pleasure myself and
We've
get right
got-
to sleep.
We got the babes.
Right.
It's a good
Hey,
show.
Howard.
Definitely got the babes. Yeah.
Hey, that girl calling Pam a slut. How dare she?
Oh, please. She's just so
Really?
jealous.
Jealous.
She's just totally
I'm
jealous.
not bitch. I'm a low pro ho.
Right.
She's
And I gotta
a
say
wreck.
something.
Slut.
She doesn't care if she's a slut.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Nobody in the history of broadcasting interviews as good as you do, man.
Thank you, brother.
I gotta say that.
All right.
And F. Tom Chiapat.
Right. Thank you. Another show news. Jackie Martling has left the show. He has walked out, and much to my chagrin, after 15 years, the man has walked out because out of all of us, he's the only guy who can't figure out how to get a new contract without walking out. So that part of our history is over with. I don't agree with the guy walking out.
It's a shame he didn't even say goodbye.
No,
You know, he knew
I got
he
a
was
note.
leaving on Friday.
He tells me he loves me, but he sends me a note.
Yeah.
Doesn't even call me. So, you know, like, I'm not going to be in. I'm not going to be in.
I am. It breaks my heart.
Yeah, it breaks my heart. If it breaks your heart, you find a way to keep working here.
That's right.
So we're going to play Win Jackie's Money.
Oh.
And what that means is, here's how you win Jackie's money. Because from what I understand, they offered him a boatload.
Yeah.
What you do is, if you're a comedian or a comedy writer or a voice guy, like you know how Regis held auditions on the air to replace Kathy Lee, we're going to do that.
All right.
And you can win Jackie's money. And whatever
So
they
how
were
do
paying
people
Jackie,
apply?
we'll give you. What?
How do people apply? Send tapes or?
Send tapes. Contact Gary. Let us know what your story is. You got some radio background.
Well, Jackie didn't. He didn't
Right.
seem to hold him back.
Comedy background, something, whatever. I don't. The guy just walks out.
I know.
It's like, screw you guys. Keep the show going while I walk out.
Limp along, or if this impedes your progress, that's too bad.
And the only guy it affects is me.
Well,
Tom doesn't
right,
care if he
yeah.
walks out. Tom doesn't care if he
Tom
walks
is
out.
not affected. Tom will be able to do everything today that he normally does.
Yeah, it doesn't affect Tom's life.
Oh, absolutely.
So, love Jackie, think he's a great guy, but I'm not sure what he's up to, and we got to go. We got to move forward. it's crazy. It's just crazy.
Well, you can't do this 100 million times, and he's done it 100
It's exhausting.
times.
So that's it. So
And never does he get that he's just kicking us in the ball.
Yeah, right. I don't get it.
Why are you upset with me?
Robin wanted more money. Fred wanted more money. I wanted more money.
Doesn't.
We all want more money, but we somehow found a way to keep working here without walking out and going on strike against ourselves. We don't go out.
Yeah, we've been so horrible to him. See, that's my problem. You gave him a job. Tom didn't give him a job.
Right.
You gave him a job. But who does he lash out at when
Me.
things go bad? You.
Right. Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to argue with you. So, what can I tell you? Jackie's gone, and we love him to work with him, but I don't understand going out on strike against the people you work with.
He's never heard of being able to negotiate a contract
and work
while he's working.
It can't happen. I tried. And quite frankly, it's it. So it's over. It's been a good 15 years together, but what can I tell you? And the show goes on. Somehow.
Not here, to Howard. In 2 weeks, I think I'm going to leave. So why don't you start making some plans in preparation?
I don't need to make any preparation.
The point is, Howard, that he doesn't care whether you're left in the lurch or not.
Yeah. Yeah, Glenn, you're on the air.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Damn, the show's not going to be the same. He's an endless source of material, going back from Star Search. His wife banged a black guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
I tell you, listen, we wanted Jackie to keep working here, but I'll tell you what I'll do. Somehow I always seem to go on.
Oh, yeah, you can do without him.
Well, that's what people said when Billy left. When Billy left the show, that was the end of the show.
Billy who?
Exactly.
Let me finish my list.
Go ahead.
All right. His wife banged a black guy, right?
Right.
He banged a one-legged girl. He gets his doctors from the penny saver with that 10-nail syndrome.
We know.
6 shacks.
What can I tell you?
Killed his cat. He eats out of garbage pails. He's got a piece of wood that he loves floating in the middle of the garbage water. This is Jessica Hahn apology.
It's great stuff.
Tchotchkes.
Listen, we love him, and you know what? I think there isn't a person on this planet who's been more loyal to Jackie.
The last thing I got to say, you got to watch him pickle, ferment, and if he comes back, you can watch him decay. How about a little prize for all of that, Howie?
All right, here's your prize. I'm going to hang up on you. All right. Everybody wants a prize for just calling in.
I know. These days, they want something.
Hey, Brian.
That started.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
So did Jackie bail on you, man?
Well, he didn't bail. He's out on strike or what? Yeah, I guess he quit.
Work stopping.
He quit.
Gee.
I don't know what he wants me to do.
I don't understand why he has to do that to get what he wants.
Well, that's our point. I mean, who are you striking against? Tom doesn't care if you walk out. Tom's happy. He'll save himself some money.
Well, it's not like they have to shut the show down.
No, the show will continue. We're all under contract here, and we will somehow keep the show going.
The weirdest thing, I was thinking about that. When we all settled our contracts, back there in December.
Right.
There was a day that, you announced that we were staying and, everybody came in and there was a big celebration and everybody was celebrating except Jackie.
Yeah, because Jackie is the one guy who can't somehow come to a contract agreement. How come everybody else can?
Yeah, we all were hugging each other and saying, oh, this is great. We're glad to be going on.
Yeah.
And Jackie was like, oh, so everybody's settled?
Yeah,
he was the only one standing there. You couldn't. It was like, well, we don't even know if you're going to be around anymore.
Yeah, we all have the same agent. He went in and negotiated, but Jackie could never take on our agent because somehow he would get screwed if he had our agent.
He knows our agent would screw him.
Right.
And he's probably screwing us, but we don't know it.
Right.
We're stupid.
So it's a million problems with Jackie, and it's it's just working together is a dream. We all work together great, but when it comes down to him getting his,
Well, he said something, a couple of months ago. We were talking about his usual form of negotiation, and he said, "Yeah, Robin will get mad at me just because I asked for more money."
We all ask for more money.
We all ask for money.
Yeah, but he acts like we get it all, and he doesn't get any of it.
That's right. Nothing left for him.
Yeah. So what am I going to say? It's sad. It's just a sad thing.
Jackie, he's a really good guy and all that, but
he's a great guy.
What good is it doing him to not come in? It's not like the show has to hold up now and wait.
Well, that's our point.
Well, he would wish that were the case.
Well, that's what he's a true narcissist. That's what it is. The show's going to now fail, and who cares? Screw Howard, screw Robin, screw Jack,
That's right.
screw
He'll bring
Fred.
us all down. He didn't create this,
Right. Been doing
but
this
he would like to take it down if he could.
Right.
It's funny because, I mean, I don't mean to say anything bad about the guy because he's a friend of mine. But this morning I'm listening to you from like 6 o'clock, and until you just mentioned a few minutes ago he wasn't in, I was like, oh yeah, what do you know? Come to think of it, I haven't heard him. But it wasn't like I'm thinking, oh my God, this show sounds so bad. He's not there,
Right. Well, that's our point, and the point is that I'm sure it could have been worked out some way. But you don't walk
you were
out.
dealing with an adult, not a spoiled brat.
You don't walk out on the show. And every time in the past I've gone out and sort of like tried to figure out a way to keep him, but I'm done. I'm done.
Well, I don't want to, I'm not speaking for him. I don't know all the details of what he's interested in, but my thing
but he's got other things to do. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be desperate. He's fine. He's a talented guy.
Well, it sounds also, though, like he can apparently live without doing the show, so it's not
let's hope.
I hope so.
I mean, you got to admit, part of the reason you're there is because you like this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you hated it, they couldn't pay you enough.
Right.
So maybe Jackie doesn't really care to do it anymore.
That's it.
I mean, he may not be as motivated and thrilled by it. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's fine.
Then he definitely should leave.
I just don't know what other job's going to pay that kind of money. I don't know what other kind of job's going to bring him that kind of prominence. And I don't know. But that's his business, not mine.
Maybe at 53, he said, if I'm going to take my shot, I got...
What happened? Your mic just went out.
Oh, I knocked myself out.
All right.
Maybe I got to take my shot now.
That's it.
Time's running.
While I'm young. I'm going to take a shot while I'm young. What can I tell you, man? I can't put my brain in his head. But I don't know what's going on. I didn't even get a phone call. It was like, hey, here's a note. I can't call you. It will be weird. And I'm like, it'll be weird?
Yeah,
what's
because
weird?
we've only been working together 15 years.
Yeah, you can't call me.
Well, he knows you're not going to try to argue with him.
Well, I would have said to him, what are you doing? I would have said, you know what?
Yeah, you talk to him like a friend.
You're going out on strike against us, and quite frankly, I'm not putting up with it anymore. I mean, I got to make plans for the future.
Right, and you're not going to sit there like you're on his team and say, you're right, don't go in, and I'd play hardball. And on the other hand, you're not going to say to him, well, here, I'll go to bat for you.
Whatever. I don't know what to say. When a guy walks out, what am I supposed to think?
When a guy just emails you.
Yeah, a guy emails me and tells me he's walking out. What am I supposed to do? Beg him to come in? Forget it. You know what? Book someone new. Oh, what is it, Tom? What? Oh, here's Tom Chiasano, who handled the negotiations so well.
I was just going to say, we negotiated long and hard, in good faith, and we just couldn't agree, and his contract actually ended on December 31st, and he stayed for a while.
Right.
But we weren't going where Jackie wanted us to go, and we did make what I thought was a real significant, substantial offer.
Yeah. Listen, wait, let me ask you something. When Robin negotiated a contract, don't break a confidence, but when Robin negotiated a contract, I negotiated a contract, and Fred negotiated a contract, did we get what we were asking for?
Well, I didn't negotiate your deals, but I know you didn't.
Right. I mean, I know that.
Yeah, I'm still
I know you
smarting.
didn't.
Yeah, I know Robin said to me, listen, I didn't get everything I wanted, but I wanted to stay with the show, and I figured out a way to do it. Somehow, the agent figured out a way to do it.
It doesn't.
But you don't. But none of us ever walked out. We never walk out on the show.
It doesn't sound like it can be strictly a money issue, though. Come on. With him.
With him,
isn't that what he wrote you?
He wrote me, it's only a money issue, but then in the next breath he said Tom insulted him, and all he's looking for is a pat on the back. So it's not just looking for money, he's looking for a pat on the back.
Why did you pat him on the back?
You should have patted him on the back.
Save some money. You know what? I could not have kissed his buttocks more.
He said that you told him that you can't help but think how great it's going to be to save the money, that you don't have to
What?
That's what he told me. That's what he told me in an email.
No,
I don't even know.
What I said to him at some point is, Jackie, I should be sitting here telling you, I'm looking forward to saving the money, but I'm not. I want you to stay.
Right. Which is a nice thing to say.
Right.
He misinterpreted that and decided you insulted him.
Well, I know. I've tried to always talk Jackie into staying, but I'm done with that. I'm not doing it anymore. And if the show sucks, hey, don't listen anymore. What can I tell you?
It kind of sounds like I said, I'm not trying to put the guy down, but it almost sounds like the attention is what he's more interested in than the amount of money he can get.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the guy wants to be known on his own for his ability to be a comedian and this and that as a performer.
So he should go out and do that.
He may not be getting that from being on the show as a writer.
Right. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I know what money they were offering because Tom just told me. And I guarantee there's a lot of writers out there that would
love to have that
would fall on their head. I don't think that, and here's the other thing. You write for The Tonight Show or you write for any other show, they don't mention your name. You never get any credit.
I don't know who writes Jay Leno's jokes.
Yeah. But you know who writes on this show because we make everybody a star on this show. And people
they
forget
even
that.
have a microphone in front of them. They
That's
don't
right.
do that on the TV show.
If you want, I open up the microphone to anyone who's in the studio.
Yeah.
So what am I going to say? What am I going to say? This is it. Guy comes to me and says he's going out on strike against me. He ain't affecting Tom when he goes out on strike. He's affecting me.
Yeah, Tom, has your date changed at all?
No, listen. I mean, I'm not happy about it.
No,
but
you're not
your
happy
date
about it.
hasn't
But your date, you're going to go along just fine without him.
You won't be limping.
The only one who's
today.
affected by it is me, not you. So, it's like if you go out on strike, you're going out on strike against me. You're not going out on strike against Tom.
It's silly.
Yeah.
It's just not helping anything.
Well, listen, whatever. Here's my vow. The show will go on. We're going to play Win Jackie's Money.
We're going to find our new Jackie.
Whatever Tom was paying Jackie, I'll pay a comedian every week to come in, like Kathy Lee. We'll find someone to replace him. Might not be as good as Jackie.
Well, who knows?
Might be better. I might hire 10 guys. I might hire 10 guys with that salary.
We can probably afford to.
Yeah. Because pretty much what we were paying him, 10 people can be paid.
Am I eligible to enter?
Sure.
Brian, you ought to enter the party. I don't know what you do, but you ought to do it.
Oh, I do anything. You know me.
Oh, I know you. This is the guy who was on the air with me when I worked in Hartford.
Oh, yeah?
And I was in the middle of doing the show. And he took out his private area
This guy?
and put it down on the table.
He's a funny guy.
It was very funny, especially when I smacked it because I was doing the show.
Oh, my God.
So I pulled away just in time.
Yes, you did. All right, Brian, thanks.
Okay,
We'll
man.
see you in here for Win Jackie's Money.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
We're
Brian,
holding
one
auditions.
of the contenders. So that's what you got to do. You got to you figure out what Jackie was making, and then I'll offer it to comedians every week. And when we find the right guy or group of guys, we'll do that.
I'll sit down with Gary and come up with a budget.
All right, very good. Makes me sad. What can I tell you? The guy walks out on strike on me. What am I? What am I?
End of an era.
Now, what is this? What am I? Air traffic controllers? This show all makes us our living. You don't walk out on it. You don't do that. You don't walk out on something that earns you this kind of money and this kind of respect and fame. You just don't. You sit down. You talk to your fellow workers. You talk to people and say, "Listen, this is what's going on." Something. I don't know.
No, he can't talk to anybody. He's his own best advisor.
You could have held up this show for all kinds of money, Robin. You could have held it up for all kinds of money.
I would never do that.
You could have wreaked havoc on it.
Would never do that. I told you. You people are good to me. I have to be good to you.
I'm not saying, listen, Jackie might be right. He might have been worth, I don't know, 100 grand more, 200 grand more. I don't know.
I know I'm worth more than they're paying me.
I know I am.
I love you so much now.
And I know Fred is.
Why am I being so nice to you?
What are you going to do? Your buddy Jackie doesn't work here anymore.
I didn't know that this was happening. I just thought he wasn't here because of the snowstorm.
No, he's waiting for me to somehow force Tom to come up with more money.
No, I knew they were in negotiation, but I didn't know that it was this.
And then he walks out on a strike, and he didn't even call me. Writes me an email.
But that's the thing about Jake. He won't tell anybody. So you know what? He doesn't want to have sense talked into him.
No.
So he doesn't talk to anybody.
But I don't even want to talk to him about it. I'm sick of it. How come I don't have to talk to you or Fred or anyone about your deals? I don't want to get involved in his business.
Well, you know what? I mean, when the three of us got together, we made a pact,
right?
Basically, that it was all for one, one for all, blah blah blah. He came along. He had no pact with anybody.
Right.
He's always been, the lone gunman out there all by himself.
Well, I think he'll be able to make that kind of money on his own because he's in a lot of movies.
Oh yeah, and he did so well they expanded his part.
I'm going to miss a lot of free lunches, that's for sure.
I know you are.
You'll be probably having to buy him.
That sucks.
I know. Well, what can I tell you? The only person this hurts is me.
I heard. I mean,
because he hates me. He hates me.
Well, it
Always
hurts
has.
your feelings. I mean, we
Well,
actually
no, I
have
mean,
to
Tom,
do
your
something
feelings
with
are hurt, but believe me, your day will go
my
on.
feelings aren't hurt.
I know. Your day will go on.
I mean, we'd all like for him to be here.
Right. All right, so what are you here to say, Tom?
I'm here to say it's time to take a break.
All right, that's fair enough.
See, I told you nothing changed.
Nothing changed in his life. And then I got to talk about when I come back. I want to take some phone calls. I haven't been able to take any yet, and also I want to take. I want to tell you about my dinner Saturday night with Stuttering John.
Was it fun?
I went out with Stuttering John.
Oh, you didn't go to the apartment?
No.
But yeah, I invited him over.
Oh, why didn't you take that?
I should have.
Yes.
You remember I said, "Come on up"?
You know what? I just couldn't handle it. I just didn't want to see
enough?
it. I'd had enough of that.
I got to hear about this.
You ought to apply for Jackie's job.
I'm gonna.
Big money in that. You'd be rolling on
you
Easy
you're
Street.
a funny guy.
No, Tom.
I'd love to give Stuttering John Jackie's job just to kill. Yeah, and give him all the money Jackie was supposed to
You
get.
gave it to Stuttering John, or worse yet, Benji.
Benji. I can't even bring myself to do that.
Jackie thought that Benji was sent to sit over his shoulder to figure out what he does so he could take over for him.
Oh, did he?
When he left,
Oh,
yes.
Jesus.
Tom, Tom would never give me, that kind of money. It would kill him first.
Oh.
No.
Remember what Tom told me once? You remember what he said? He goes, this is when he had cancer.
Yeah.
He goes, I will die before I give you any of that money you want.
And he could have.
You were dying.
This is while he was dying. So
we all thought you were going to be dead, and you told John on your deathbed.
He thought he was done.
I would rather be dead than give you the money.
I hate to extend this past when we should be going to break, but I was ready to go in to start.
He was coughing, Howard, and I was feeling bad for him.
Oh yeah, John felt real bad. It's like the Thursday or Friday before I go in to start chemo. John is there,
and they told you had like one of the worst cancers ever, right?
Yeah, I mean it wasn't great.
It wasn't a great prognosis.
No.
Right.
And it was one of my all-time favorites.
Did they ever say to you, like, probably you're not going to live?
They told me that there was 4 chances out of 10 that the chemo was going to work.
4 out of 10.
Yeah, so
that
he
ain't great
wasn't
odds.
even ahead of the game at all.
Right.
And they said, look, we have to do the most aggressive therapy possible.
I mean, as far as I know, it's the strongest combination of chemotherapy drugs.
What was your cancer? I mean,
it was melanoma.
Melanoma.
But it had been back. It was the 3rd time it had been back now.
Oosh. Right. So they said 4 out of 10. And when they're telling you that, it's probably 2 out of 10.
Yeah, they just don't want you to feel
They're giving you some hope. They don't even know how to cure it.
They actually gave me 2 choices on chemo. And when I talked, the oncologist gave me 2 choices. When I talked to my surgeon, Dr. Dan Coit, who's the greatest surgeon in the world,
all right,
said, "Tom, you got no choice here. You got to go for the Grand Salami."
Oh, you went for the salami.
Grand Salami.
The Grand Salami.
He said it may kill you, but it may cure you.
Right.
It
So
almost did.
You went for the Grand Salami.
It almost did. But I'm getting ready to go in for all that, and John's there hammering me about a raise. I looked at him and said, "John, I'd rather die than
No, you said I will die before I give you that money.
I think I said I'd rather die.
Wow.
And meanwhile, it's over like $2,000.
Man knows how to run a tight ship. He knows how to run a tight ship.
And
See, Jackie's problem is he thinks that we're getting something he's not. It's always that way with him.
Or that he thinks only you're getting it, nobody else is. And he's not going to stand for it.
Here, I'll tell you the truth. I went in for a negotiation with Mel. Mel told me he would not give me a raise.
Oh, God.
And he said, because I get enough money, business is crap. He goes, that's the offer. And he stuck to his guns. I went out. I found another company that was willing to pay me more. To leave here and go work for them. A lot more. I swear on my life this is the truth. And I stayed. Now, why did I stay? I stayed because, I weighed it all out. I liked working here. There was also another couple of extenuating circumstances, so I stayed. I stayed. Now, I wanted more money, all right? But I figured, okay, I got a good setup. I got a good deal. I'm going to make some dough here. It's going to be okay. It ain't a bad job.
Then me.
No, you. Then, Robin, I know you went in and wanted more money. I know you didn't get everything you wanted.
I didn't even bother to ask. I knew. The way things were going, I said, you know what? I better lower my estimate.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay.
But I knew that. I said, I can't price myself out of the ballpark because I have an obligation here.
Or maybe your lawyer or your agent sits down with Tom and figures out, okay, so we work for 2 years, and we at this price, or whatever. You figure out something if you want to be with the show. That's what you do.
There's a way to figure it out. If you like working here and you want to keep working
If I was tired of doing the show and didn't want to do it anymore, I would come to my coworkers and say, look, guys, you know, I've had a great time, but it's time for me to go, or it's time for me to do
I understand.
something else. I'm not going to hold you up. I'm not going to drop you like a hot potato.
Right.
I'm not going to make it a surprise when I'm not here anymore.
Right, but if you want to work here, you don't sit there and go on strike against who are you going to strike
right.
against? Me.
That's right.
Me and Rob.
No
Fred,
reason to do that.
Right.
You struck Fred.
Anyway, so that's that.
Don't you chuckle, John.
Fred hates me.
So let's
every
review.
time Jackie pulls this, I decide, obviously he doesn't want to do this.
Right. So let's review what's happened now. If for anyone who's just tuning in, Tom lived through cancer. All right.
And he would have died before giving John any
Tom's the only
money.
one clapping.
Hey, Tom.
Jackie Martling is gone from the show, and John still has no money. Jackie the Joke Man Martling was on Superfan Roundtable. Wow. I heard his interview. Mutt did a great interview with Jackie, and Jackie was just again talking about his contract negotiation and why he isn't with the show. And
This is hysterical.
I mean, look, they were asking him about it.
Yeah, but I mean,
But it's all it's so misguided.
why does he even continue to talk about it?
See, if I play it, you're going to get all worked up, as I did when I heard it, but because you're going to start arguing with a piece of tape.
Well, work me up.
All right.
I love Jackie Logic.
All right, but okay. I'll stop it when I need to correct something.
All right.
Or at least give my interpretation. You want to get worked up?
I know it's going to happen. I always think that I'm over it, but he'll get to me, I'm sure.
But you know what the funny thing is? We are over it. I don't spend any time in the day going,
thinking about it.
Jackie was back here, but you know what? It actually made me sad when I heard this, because he's his own worst enemy, because he still to this day doesn't understand what he did.
Thank God.
For his own career.
And thank God we don't take him back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because this would go on again.
It would. Robin, it's been 10 or 15 years, hasn't learned a thing. It's so clear
That's
to
the
me.
beauty of Jackie.
He hasn't. I don't know if he's in therapy. I don't know what he does, but he has not figured it out. And that's my point. People don't change.
Well, some people do, but not Jackie.
Okay, fair enough. Here we go.
Well, Howard would say that you just didn't show up one day and left him hanging, and then you didn't have you.
By the way, just so Mutt knows, I would never say that.
But
for months.
But every time that I was out negotiating.
Out negotiating.
You know, I said to Gary when I heard this, I called him up. I said, how is it that me, Robin, Fred, you, how is it we managed?
We all had to negotiate.
We all had to negotiate, whether it was with Mel directly or, through Don
or Tom
or whatever. But how is it we all ended up never missing a day of work, even with our negotiations, quote unquote? Jackie always had to leave.
Yeah.
Sometimes for weeks. And to me, it always felt like, hey, I can walk away, you guys carry on, and when I'm done negotiating, just how did we all manage to get a contract without walking out the door?
But by the same token, it wasn't that he left us hanging.
Yeah.
It was that we didn't know he wasn't showing up.
Mutt said we'd get all worked up again when we heard it. He knows. He listens.
They did the same thing. And I've said this on the air so many millions of times. Nobody wants to hear it. I didn't do that. I would never have done that. For all anybody can break my balls, I'm a professional guy. We were trying to negotiate. Then my lawyer didn't hear back from Tom for 2 months. So we had a meeting with Tom, and we went in, and my lawyer said, listen.
First of all, they didn't hear back from Tom for 2 months, because I was very aware of what was going on. He said, Jackie and your lawyer, this is the final offer. And it was a very, very healthy offer. More than I think most guys in radio would drop dead if they saw this offer. And they said, Jackie, this is it. Either you take it or leave it. We can't keep going on. Or we have to move forward and find somebody new.
Now, I don't understand. Is he still working or is he not working?
He's not working.
Okay.
He's negotiating. So they told him that, and Jackie and his lawyer kind of laughed it off like, ha, 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 sure.
Okay, and did
2
they
months
make
later,
some counteroffer?
No. 2 months later, 2 months later, it was over. In other words, Jackie was like, okay, I'll come back. And it was like, no, you don't understand. We meant it.
2 months to think about it.
Yeah, 2 months.
It's over.
We're totally at loggerheads. You guys aren't coming back at us. We're not going back. So this was on a Wednesday, so Jackie's not going to come in on Monday. And Tom said, I think you're making a mistake. And Larry said, I think you're making a mistake.
Yep, who was
He said,
right?
All right, but he's not going to be there Monday. And I said, Tom.
Where's Larry now?
Now, you make sure you tell Howard, make sure everybody knows.
But Howard says you didn't call him.
No, by the way, if I did say that, I don't care about
No.
Jackie.
This is all getting confused.
Yeah.
Jackie did this every year for a number of years and never told us he was not coming in.
Right.
This last time, maybe he had a lawyer who called.
Right.
That's what he's upset about.
By the way, I'm not upset about it. I'm not upset about any of this. Jackie leaving has been absolutely fine. I'm much happier now. I couldn't take the constant problems and the constant out back in the back office getting everyone charged up.
And all of a sudden, he's professional.
Right. Oh, he's the most official.
You missed that one phone call.
What?
You told Tom.
This is they got you coming and they got you going. Howard he said over and over and over, I want nothing to do with negotiations. I don't want to know money. I don't want to know negotiations. It's all up to everybody to do their own deal. Leave me out of it.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I should call him and say, hey, not for nothing.
Meanwhile, every deal he did, he called me. And I had to step in and carry on. And he always tried to get me to agent for him. He's full of shit.
Would it be
as much as I wanted not to be involved with Jackie?
He always involved.
He sucked me in every time.
Not a threatening phone call or a heads up. Tom said,
Jackie won't admit one thing. He left the show thinking Howard's going to fucking crumble without me.
Right, and he was waiting for 2 months for you to call and ask him to come back.
Right, and it was never going to happen. Jackie was an asset to the show. I had assessed the situation.
He was an asset to the show?
An asset. No, he was an asset to the show, but at some point it became detrimental to the show. And that's it. He overvalued himself. That's all. He was valuable, but not irreplaceable. That's the problem with Jackie.
Howard will absolutely know you're not going to be there. And then, they said that all of a sudden Howard says, where's Jackie today? And Rob said, oh, he left you high and dry again. Yeah, you know how he is. They made it sound like I just didn't show up, and I would never do that much, and I didn't do it the time before, and I didn't do it the time. And there's still millions of fans that are angry at me for leaving Howard high and dry, which I didn't do. And of course I thought about
tell it. When even just recently, about a year ago, Robin and Fred get real emotional about it. Like, you fucked over the show. You left the show. You guys were a team. They take it personally, it seems like.
But how can they? I asked for more money and they said no.
I don't take it personally.
You're working at a business and you ask for a raise and they say no and you stop working there. It's not because you don't
explain that.
I don't take it personally.
Nobody does. It's just amazing to us that he's the only one that could leave for months at a time with
and
his
then come
negotiations.
back. Why come back?
Right. We were resentful that we had to sit there and hold shit. Don't forget, I have a way of operating. The budget that Jackie took up, I needed to spend it on someone else. At some point, I had to say, enough with this guy.
But remember the time he didn't show up, and then we were starting to get used to not work, and then all of a sudden he did show up?
Yeah.
I was like, well, what are you doing here now?
Yeah, now he's here.
You want us now?
I was never ungrateful. I didn't ask for more. You know the whole story.
Sure.
I didn't ask for a crazy amount of money. And then after a couple of months, I said, you know what? I don't want this to break up. I'll take what the offer was. And it was too late.
It was 2 months later. And 2 months of him finally realizing he wasn't getting more money. He got a huge offer, huge raise offer, which he doesn't think is huge, but go ask any guy on radio. By the way, has Jackie made anywhere near that kind of money since he left? No. I would love to compare his last year with us and all the years subsequent to that. Or whatever. All the years after that.
Subsequent would be.
Was that right? Didn't sound right to me. Anyway, so I don't know, you want to hear more?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me go through the whole thing.
All right. Here we go.
And that's my fault, but that was only 2 months after I left. So
only 2 months.
Yeah, only 2 months.
What's 2 months?
You could have very easily. Now I'll get in trouble for this, but kept the Beatles together, you know. But
the Beatles are together, dude.
And all, at the time I was beat and I was tired, and I feel bad that I wound up off the show, but it was like, I rolled the dice. What the fuck? I rolled the dice, but all I did was ask for more money. They said no, and I left. That is not a crime.
No one thinks it is.
The coming back was the crime.
Yeah. Leave us alone. Stop using us. Go write for someone else if you can.
Right. You talk about hurt. When I called Howard and Tom, and my lawyer called Tom.
His lawyer. That lawyer was the greatest. Lawyer was like, we're going to teach Mel Karmazin how to negotiate. And he was like, what? What are you doing?
Are they still teaching him, or is the lesson finished?
So which Beatle exactly was Jackie supposed to be? Because to me, he's feeling like Pete Best right now.
Yeah.
I think he thought he was...
or the guy who died.
Yeah, I think he thought he was Paul McCartney.
2 months when I had been off, and said, listen, we'll take the offer that's on the table. I said, all right, we'll consider it.
Maybe he should have looked at it not as the Beatles, where everyone was sort of equal. Maybe he should have looked at it more like...
well, he was like...
Saturday Night Live, where a bunch of people write.
What was one of those guys who joined the Rolling Stone and then would leave the Rolling Stones?
Yeah.
Because the Rolling Stones were the Rolling Stones, and then every once in a while they'd hire some guy.
Right. Yeah, like when you're saying when Brian Jones died in the pool.
Yeah.
They brought in a different guy.
Yeah, Mick Taylor.
Yeah, Mick Taylor. And then Mick Taylor left, and
they brought in Ron Wood.
Right.
Get back to you. I really thought they'd at least call back and say, thanks, but no thanks. And
they called 900 times. It was over.
No, they had a period of negotiation. The period ended. Jackie left, and that was that.
Yeah, how long can it go on? How long can you negotiate? What is this? What is he, a labor union?
They never.
You're waiting for the call still?
Which is kind of rude. I mean, maybe I didn't deserve it, but who knows?
Oh my, there were 20 million calls exchanged, and then finally it was just, all right.
That you didn't listen when they said, this is it. It's not their fault.
It's real simple. Tom came to me and said, I've told Jackie, that's it. He goes, do you agree? I go, absolutely. He told me the offer. I said, it sounds fantastic. Sounds like you're being very generous. You're certainly not cheaping out on the guy. I think he thinks he's me. And, I'm the star of the show. He's a writer on the show. And that's it. And Tom said to me, this is the final offer. We're not prepared to offer him anymore. If you want to pay him, go ahead. I goes, no, this is more than enough. He's making a ton of dough. And that's it. We can't negotiate. We're going to go start looking for someone else.
And nobody wanted to go through this again.
No, that was the point. But he doesn't get it. He still thinks no one called him back. They told him final offer, but he was used to they've said that before.
Right.
When I first started the show, Howard said, hey, I got great news for you.
Oh, this is great.
Oh, boy. Here we go. What is he going to say now?
This is totally
a new
wrong.
wrinkle.
This is Jackie talking about how we are all represented by Don Buchwald, but he wasn't. Right. I'll give you the truth about what really went down, but here's Jackie's version. Hey, Gary.
I want to back you up on this one, because this one made me really...
Yeah, this is crazy.
This got you upset.
Yeah, this got me nuts.
It's got nothing to do with me. I just happened to be there for a conversation Howard had.
When I first started the show, Howard said, hey, I got great news for you. Don's going to represent you if you want him.
I never said to him, I've got great news for you. Here's the truth. Then you can listen to this. Jackie was being represented by his wife. Things were going horribly. Mel wanted nothing to do with Jackie. He said to me, I don't want anything to do with this guy and his wife.
He was supposed to talk to his wife?
That's how bad things were.
Uh-huh. And he was talking to his wife.
I don't know who he was talking to,
but
I don't know. Things were just going wrong, and the company was getting rubbed the wrong way by Jackie.
Uh-huh.
Even when people want more money, I guess there's a certain way of doing things. I suggested to Jackie maybe not use his wife as an agent. And he said, no, my wife's not my auntie, my man. I said, look, you got to get somebody. If you would like, I'll call Don Buchwald. If you'd like that. I never said, hey, good news.
Right.
No, I didn't care who represented Jackie. As long as he got somebody
who wouldn't screw up things for him.
Who wouldn't make management go, we want this guy out. Like, they were like, listen.
Because there was a general attitude from that negotiation on
they didn't
that
like
nobody
Jackie.
wanted Jackie around.
Yeah. And I'm not even blaming his wife, Nancy, because you know what? Now that I think about it. No, by the way, I don't think she was talking about
She wasn't. She wasn't.
What was happening was, if I remember correctly, I forget how it happened, but maybe Jackie and Mel were dealing directly with each other, but Mel was kind of like, and Tom and everyone, not just Mel, everyone, just came to me privately and said, look, we don't like this guy.
Right.
We think he's bad news. I said, he's a nice guy. They go, for whatever reason, he's coming off horribly, just as a human being. I said, okay. So I went to Jackie and said, maybe it shouldn't be you doing things.
Right.
Maybe you should get somebody. I said, if you want, I'll call Don Buchwald. I need to. Good news, Jackie. By the way, Don was not looking to represent Jackie. Don's business was done just fine without Jackie. There's not a whole lot of money in the Jackie business for Don.
There really is, by the way, in any negotiation, when the person goes in to represent themselves, it just never works because you need somebody to be a buffer.
Right.
Because you can't say, well, when you say, listen, this is what I'm worth, people look at you a different way. So you just suggested to Jackie, in general, maybe it's not the best idea you represent yourself.
That's what it was. It wasn't his wife.
Well, she was representing him in the comedy circuit,
which was fine. And I didn't care, but I just said to him, maybe you need to get advice from a professional.
But I know you said, get anybody if you'd like, because I was there. If you'd like, I would introduce you
were
to Don.
there in the room.
And
introduce is not, I can get Don to represent.
Good news. No, but Jackie's saying that Howard said, good news, Don's going to represent you. As if you were pushing it. Yeah. And Jackie always had this
conspiracy
theory of collusion.
Yeah, here you go. Listen to this.
And I said no, because it didn't make sense to me that if they're going to pay Howard, and then they're going to pay Robin, and they're going to pay Fred, so I'm going to be the fourth bird in line for a worm. It seems like, how could you know...
You see,
I didn't seem comfortable.
The way you did it, I look at you as fourth bird in the line. Whereas if you'd have been with Team Don, it would have been Howard and then the three of you. Like, I always wondered why you weren't just part of that, so you didn't have to do your own negotiating. Were you worried he wouldn't take care of you the way you could yourself?
It just didn't, it seemed weird. You know, he'd be negotiating with himself. Don, it just didn't. My cousin.
How would Don be negotiating by?
You know what I love?
I know why. I know.
Wait a minute. The first statement is, I didn't think.
Yeah.
Now, all of his thoughts have led to this.
Yeah. All of his thoughts led to ultimately him being out of work.
And he's still standing by them.
Yeah, he loves it. He doesn't do any self-examination.
I know the answer. Almost a pro ball player, and he said that an agent in baseball can't represent more than one player on a team.
Have you ever heard of that before? That's bullshit.
No.
Hey, there are agents who represent many.
There's some agents who have almost the entire league locked up.
Scott Boras has everybody.
Baseball, an agent can't represent more than a...
Well, first of all, this isn't baseball. Baseball is like a monopoly. This is the real world.
Jackie's taking advice from a guy who almost got into baseball.
Yeah, right.
My cousin.
Did you hear what he said?
It was my cousin who told me.
Wait, you got to hear this. My
cousin.
He's always getting advice from
My cousin almost got into baseball.
He's like...
He said...
He's like Richard's dad.
You can't say, hey, you can have mud on shortstop. More than one agent. Don, it just didn't... my cousin was almost a pro ball player, and he...
Almost.
Never got there.
Look where he gets advice.
But he knows.
He gets advice from his cousin, from his uncle. Never from a professional.
Yeah, none of these people have been in show business.
And by the way, his cousin's wrong. Maybe that's why he almost got into baseball.
He said that an agent in baseball can't represent more than one agent.
Maybe he should have called the baseball player and found out if that was true.
More than one player on the team. Because you can't say, hey, you can have mud on shortstop, but you got to take Jackie on first base. It's like...
Okay, give Howard the money we need, but you could take it out of Jackie's pocket.
Exactly.
Jackie's got a pocket.
Jackie has no pocket.
What I was going to say is that part of the conspiracy theory, which I'd heard several times, when we get drunk, and I'd be... Jackie'd be sitting there, and John would be sitting there, and I'd be sitting there, was that somehow... I got to remember this correctly, I want to get it right, that somehow a big pot of money was given to Don to distribute any way he wanted to everybody.
Oh.
So that if he were part of Team Don, you were going to get the biggest part of the pot, and then everybody else was going to get a
And
little
he'd be the fourth to dip into
So
the pot.
let's say that's true. Let's say that's true, which it's not, because Don would go in and negotiate. But forget that. I don't care who represents him. What do I give a shit? Just get someone professional.
It doesn't mean
so it's not
anything to you. You're not getting any money out of it.
No. It just, so I was like, Jackie, just get someone other than yourself. I remember he used to walk in by himself and rub everyone the wrong way.
And he didn't realize that he had done that.
Right. An agent has a certain finesse where he's not going to sit there and, Jackie could have played the good guy while the agent was the bad guy.
Well, the problem was Jackie never got the right representation anyway.
Oh, here's a guy who says enough talking about Jackie. We've heard it. Okay. Maybe he's right. Maybe he's right. I love listening.
It means a lot to us.
We
love
enjoy
it. Too much Jackie talk. Okay, fine. You want to hear how Jackie wasn't invited to my wedding? You haven't heard that before.
Oh, come on.
All right, wait.
Let's hear
Whether
this.
they rag on me or whatever they do, there is something going on. If it's 10 years, it's not a month ago. It's not 3 years ago. It's 10 years ago. That's a long time. And like you say, from the response, from the feedback I get from people, it's as fresh as it happened yesterday.
He does. He still is like emotional, and it comes up again and again.
But he can't be mad at me because I
I'm not.
didn't do. And Dominic Barber called me up and said, I don't understand, Howard. You didn't do anything wrong.
Is it some sort of grudge? Like, what is he just trying to prove that he's right and you're wrong?
I don't know. People say, I don't care, but so many people say, how could you be friends with a guy for 18 years and work side by side with him for 15 years, being half of his brain and not be invited to his wedding?
He was half
You
of my
were
brain.
half of it?
Yeah.
Oh, you never told me he was half of your brain.
Well, that's the other Jackie thing. What really drove him, he didn't feel he got any credit. I don't know. And he was constantly announcing which jokes he wrote. And like, first of all, you watch the Academy Awards when Billy Crystal would come out or something. He doesn't stop after each joke and go, by the way, the writer of that joke was. That's what Jackie wanted. Like if Jackie thought up something, he wanted full credit on the air. That was what the laugh was. It was crazy.
He was half my brain.
Half my brain. So that means I only own half of my mind when Jackie's in the room.
How did you do this all without him for some reason?
I don't know. Maybe he should realize he's a writer on a show. He's not half my brain.
The other thing about him, and that's why I made the Rolling Stone analogy, Jackie wasn't here at the beginning. He didn't meet you and create a show.
Well, in his mind, he rewrote history. He made me successful.
You were already doing this.
I know.
And I said, listen, I got no problem with that, but I don't know if that was just, like, of course you wouldn't be invited, but at some point all bets should be off when it comes to a funeral or
Jackie's nuts.
So he expected to be invited to the wedding?
I hadn't socialized with Jackie in 15 years. He doesn't know Beth at all. I hadn't seen him, I don't know. I'm not friendly with Jackie. I like Jackie a lot. We were good friends when he worked here, and I would hang out with him. But after he left, we didn't
I'm
party.
trying to think of anybody who would be equivalent to Jackie who was there.
No. I mean, I don't hang out with Jackie. I don't socialize with Jackie. Quite frankly, I don't socialize with a lot of people, but I'd see him at work.
No, I'm just someone you just never talked to again for a certain amount of time, and then you said, oh, come to my wedding.
Well, why would I do that?
That sounds reasonable to me.
Well, I guess if he's half my brain, he's half married to Beth.
What, did you turn the lights out on that half? It doesn't even speak to you anymore?
Unbelievable. Anyway, so he was on the...
half your brain. I mean, the things that... See, those are the things that upset me.
Then he had this other whole rap about...
Whenever he tries to take undue credit...
Oh, he never got enough.
This...
Never got enough.
It upsets me.
Yeah.
Because to say he's half your brain...
And I guess you, Fred, and Gary are on the other half.
But you have a whole brain.
Right.
You never needed another part.
No, he felt he was half of my brain.
Well, how the hell are we limping along on half a brain?
If we had him back, I'd have my whole brain back.
Thank God.
He's half my brain tumor.
That's right. He's cancer.
Yeah. He's a character. Oh, I mean, it's so great. Then he goes into a rant about Benji being brought in and he wasn't told. And
I've heard him talk about this before, like how, he hated Benji being, over his shoulder.
Yeah.
During one of the best of things, you were interviewed, and you talked about how Benji came in, and I don't know if threaten's the right word, but you were hurt or something that they had somebody doing your same
you know what
job
happened?
right
It had
next
nothing
to
to do
you.
with Benji, because the way that I got to do anything is, it's a show business or whatever business, you do what you want to do, and the kid wanted to write. But they just told me one day, hey, Benji's going to sit in with you, and it's like, imagine if Robin's sitting there and there was somebody sitting next to Robin saying, no, do this.
Bad analogy, dude. Look, on shows, there's many writers, but there's not multiple news people coming in and I mean, what did he think he was? He's a writer on the show. Fred's a writer on the show. And now Benji's a writer on the show.
Yeah, Fred had to accept that Jackie was there.
Jackie decided that I had enough writing. I didn't need any
Once
more.
you got him, you didn't need any more.
No.
Well, he was the traffic cop.
News story instead. I'll do this. And of course, every news story they're going to give her is going to be great. But she already had it covered. Like, I already had the writing covered, and between me and Fred, we had it covered.
He had the writing covered.
Oh, my God.
Maybe I didn't think you had the writing covered, my half a brain.
No, see, half your brain knew.
Yeah. Maybe I didn't think it was enough. What do you care?
You have two sides of your brain are fighting each other.
It was just weird that I'm sitting there. It's like, it's none of my business, not my show. Of course, if Howard wants another
But
writer.
you're half my brain. It sounds like you are. It is your show.
He had it covered.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not my say, but it was a little odd.
Well, wasn't Fred already doing that as well?
Good. So picture this. I'm sitting there, and Howard's talking, and he says something. I think it's something funny for him to say. And I write, as I'm writing it down, now I got to read. I write it, but I got to read what.
Wow. Wow, sorry, you're just
So you have to work. It's a job, and you have to work.
It's too much.
I wrote, then I'm reading what Benji wrote and decide which, so sometimes I just write something and put it up, and I wouldn't. It was too much. It was, if somebody hands you 3 cupcakes, you can only eat one. You know what I mean? It's like, it was too much. Very often what Benji wrote was so funny, and it was great. But it was overkill. I thought it was overkill.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It was overkill for him.
It was too fun.
Too fun. Too much fun. Anyway, the Jackie saga on the Mutt Superfan Roundtable.
Wow.
And, I don't know. Then there was a whole thing about Jackie, Nancy. The apology to Nancy. It was very entertaining, quite frankly, but it got me really worked up because it's upsetting me.
I'm fascinated by the workings of his mind.
It upsets me that he just is his own worst enemy. He'd still be sitting here if he just kind of mellowed out, figured out what was going on, and kind of saw his position in the right way. I said to him, listen, you're not the show, but you're an important part of the show, and you're being compensated. You got a great life. You're going to make a ton of dough for the next 5 years. Sign up.
He never enjoyed this for a moment.
Never.
It was a burden. It wasn't enough. He didn't get the acknowledgement he needed. So it's better that he's away.
Right. Oh, so silly. Mutt got everyone going, though. He's good, Mutt. I like that show. Superfan Roundtable. Still think it's one of the best shows on the channel.
Well, they should have Jackie every week.
Yeah, it's great. Always great. And then his marriage to Nancy because the bathtub incident with Jessica Hahn.
Oh, that ruined the marriage?
Well, no, they were supposed to go on vacation. Nancy said no because of what happened with Jessica Hahn.
Oh, they didn't make a vacation because of that?
Yeah.
My wife had absolutely nothing to do with what I said that day. We went to I called up our marriage therapist who was trying to save our marriage 10 minutes after we got married. And she said, if you want to save your marriage, we were supposed to leave the next day to go to Europe. Her sister was getting married in France, and we're going to Venice. We're going to have the greatest vacation in the world. And she said, I ain't going no fucking Europe. I ain't going to. And Emily was our marriage counselor, and she said, Jackie, do whatever you can do to get her on that plane. And 100 miles into the trip, this will all melt away. So I like, what can I do? And she was so pissed. I said, you know what? I'm just going to. I figured what we did was nothing. But Howard made it sound like there was a full-scale orgy went on in that. We're in the bathtub 10 seconds, right? But, his genius is to take something and make a, So she didn't hear it. So she heard the version of 20 of her friends
Relaying the message.
Relaying. So not only did Howard pile it on, then they piled. So, I had both thumbs up, Jessica Hahn's asshole, So she was so mad, so I figured the right thing to do is, if the word got around to her about that, if I go in and apologize, maybe this cocksucking friend.
I like that he had to apologize on the air. Yeah, quite frankly, just to make it clear, Nancy was not the problem negotiating with Mel and Tom.
I don't know anything.
That was, it was, now that I think about it, it was Jackie going in himself.
I just remember that he was not liked after the very first negotiation.
Yes, that I remember. It went really, and I just said to him, it might be a good idea if you didn't do this yourself because they're getting the wrong impression of you. They don't like you. He's like, fuck everyone, I don't care. I was like, it's not good to have management feel that way. You might need professional representation. Would you like me to call my agent? That was all. I didn't even know if my agent would represent him, quite frankly. Because one thing I know about Don, if he doesn't like someone, he won't represent him. Because he doesn't want to...
And if he can't talk to a person,
right,
he's not going to represent him.
Yeah, he don't want the aggravation. All right, Bobo, you're up.
Hey, how you doing, Howard?
Yes.
Let me weigh in on this. First of all, wouldn't you want to do what it takes to negotiate within the means of the show to keep everybody working together?
Well, I did say to him, you ought to check around in the industry and see what people are making. And
yeah, I mean, like you said, flying on a private jet, that just doesn't happen in the radio world.
It doesn't.
Okay?
Right.
And let me ask you something else, too. You think because he branded himself, that's the key word, as head writer, you think it went to his head?
Well, that was the other thing, too. He insisted on the title head writer, and like, the only other writer was Fred.
And then when Benji came along, he complained that there was too much to do being the head writer.
He didn't want to be, so I said, let Fred be the head writer. And even I said to Fred, I go, do you mind if Jackie calls himself head writer? Fred was like, no, if it keeps the show together, why not? But I mean, quite frankly, Fred is, if not as much responsible for the success of the show as any one of us. I mean, Fred was gracious about it. He goes, I don't care about a title. Well, he said, I don't care about a title. I don't even know what he's carrying on, but if he wants to be a head writer, fine.
That's great.
I think that Fred's a quiet guy.
Right.
And he's not much for rocking the boat, but I think that he was probably a little hurt by it, and he just didn't want to make waves.
Not hurt, annoyed.
Right.
Yeah. But Fred's like, hey, I'm a fucking writer.
Well, it was just so silly. I mean, how do you have a head writer?
It's two people.
If anything, I'm the head writer.
That's what I would always say. You are the head writer, and Jackie hands you what everybody else writes.
Right.
That's really a bold move to be working with one other person.
But that's
I think I want to be the head writer.
And think nothing of it.
That's why
and he just arrived.
The title head writer.
And then when Benji wanted to come in, which would make it a bigger position, he rejected it.
But being head writer is irrelevant on a show like this because it's only two guys sitting here basically, and but it was really important to him. He just had a chip on his shoulder that he felt absolutely negated as a human being if he didn't have this title. And he wanted everyone to know that he was better than, I guess, Fred.
I think that, in his mind, he was Larry David, your Jerry Seinfeld.
No, he wanted to be like Dick Van Dyke. And Fred was like Maury Amsterdam.
Right. But I'm just saying, in terms of what Jackie actually thought he was Larry David.
But here's a weird move about the head writer thing, too, Howard. That was a negotiation with the Channel 9 show for Jackie to get the physical credit when the credits rolled.
Yeah, because...
And then he just moved it over here. But we never said he was a head writer here.
He wanted Hollywood to recognize that he was head writer because he was going to be punching up scripts.
But there was no credit on the radio show that said you were head writer. He just took it from the TV show and moved it over.
It was
But
fine.
did he ever sit down with Fred and ask him about that?
No, listen, we didn't care because it was funny to us. I mean, the guy wanted to be head writer on our show. We were like, well, who else is here writing?
Yeah, I mean, since it really doesn't mean anything, go ahead and call him out.
I was like confused too because when we'd be back in my office writing stuff, I'd go, gee, am I supposed to check in with Jackie to make sure that to the head writer? I don't know. What do I do? All right, Bobo, thank you. There it is. Bobo needs to get on the air every day. Now he feels good.
He can have a good day. He can sit and watch the water and be happy.
Yes. Here's Jimmy who says we talk enough about Jackie. I'm sorry, we got sucked in, Jimmy. Jimmy, it's Mutt's fault he had him on Superfan Roundtable. It's not our fault.
We had tape.
Howard, you're not going to find a bigger super fan than me. I've been following you for 20-plus years. I tape the show every day, blah, blah, blah. Now, but I want to tell you something about Jackie. 2 weeks after that whole debacle when he left, right before he was going to leave the final time, I emailed him. And what wound up happening was, I said to him, Jackie, what the fuck are you thinking? I said something to that effect. And I said, you're on the best radio show, the most greatest marketing tool for your career. What are you thinking walking away from that show? And I couldn't believe it. His response simply was, great email. And he never said anything after that, which was, you don't know what the hell's going on in this guy's mind.
I thought you didn't want to talk about Jackie. You're talking about him more than I am.
No. Here's the thing. My wife, we're spending all this money on how.
Thank you.
All right. My wife got it. She said, why is he talking about this again? Frankly, I think it's awesome.
Oh, you see, because of you, I rushed through it.
No. I don't want you to rush it. I think it's awesome, and it's an honor to talk to you. We never call in, and I just didn't.
Love you, Howard. Thank
All right.
you for all the years. Thank you, Howard. We love you.
That's my wife. I'm sorry.
Is she hot?
Yeah, she is. She's very good looking.
Very nice.
We're married 12 years. But we've been listening to you.
Thank you. All right, let's start up the Jackie conversation again. I thought I saw Jimmy's call said stop talking about Jackie. And I was like, oh, fuck. Well,
fire under my ass. She said, why is he talking about that again? Frankly, I think it's awesome whenever you talk about it. Can I ask you a question, though?
Yes.
First of all, I'm a big Artie fan as well. Do you guys, since Jackie left, I thought the show really changed, and then when Artie came in, now, do you guys find that it's, with nobody sitting in that chair, that it's a little harder for you to do your thing?
No. No, I like it. I like just this group that we have now. It's very copacetic, so to speak, and I don't know. I just feel real good about being here, and I don't know. I guess I don't feel like we need anybody. But it could happen again that we get somebody else in here.
But it's not hard to do the job.
No, the job's, fun. It's a nice groove. You get to sit here and, talk and do some funny stuff.
I think the interplay between you and Robin is a lot more into it since Artie left. And we love
Absolutely.
Artie.
I love Artie, too.
Well, yeah, we've seen Artie so many times, at his comedy shows up here in Boston, but it's just, it's a totally different vibe. And by the way, Robin, I saw you at Fenway Park when you were in that pedicab.
All right, Jimmy, I got to go. It's enough.
What?
You were in the pedicab. I remember that one. Jimmy, thank you, though, and thank your wife. Very nice words. Anyway, Jackie was on Mutt Show. And in it, I was trying to push Don Buchwald on him. Tom Chiusano, he's still waiting for Tom's call.
Nobody called.
Nobody called him. Well, just to get, let's set this straight once and for all. Here is my version. They called him and said it's a final offer. It had gone on and on and on. And then he thought it was still going on. Like, in other words,
he decided he was going to not come in.
Right.
And they said, well, that'll be it.
Yeah. 2 months later, Jackie woke up and realized he had no job and said, okay, I'll take my job back. And we said, there's no job. I think he was waiting for a final offer. He decided not to sign with Don Buchwald because in baseball, his cousin almost got into baseball and heard that agents can't represent more than one player on the team. That was the advice he got from his cousin, who's almost a baseball player. He was almost a baseball.
And just, I love how with authority he says he took the advice of a cousin who was almost in baseball.
He sounds
that's reasonable.
He sounds proud of that. Like, maybe check that out.
Why are you talking to that cousin?
And on top of everything we learned from Mutt Show, he was upset that he was invited to my wedding, which is even more delusional.
That's a surprise, because I don't think that had ever been brought up before.
I make a Christmas party every year. I've invited Jackie because he works on the channel.
And then he's incredibly uncomfortable.
I know,
to be around the whole time he's there.
And I see him at the Christmas party. He goes, thank you for inviting me. I thought you didn't even want me. I can't even believe I'm invited. I go, you work on the channels. Of course you're invited. I didn't think you wanted me. The whole time. I go, well, obviously I want you. You're here. Like it was a mistake that I invited him.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you invited me. I didn't think you were going to invite me.
Robin, I ever tell you
At the time, I got a stock tip from my cousin who works at an auto body shop, but he was almost a stockbroker.
I mean, it's crazy.
He was almost a stockbroker. You're not kidding. He almost took the test.
There was a lot of people giving Jackie advice who shouldn't have been.
Right.
The only person he should have listened to was me. He would have done very well in life. He would have done exceptionally well if he took my advice. I wasn't looking to screw him, and I think he always had this attitude that I was looking to screw him. Somehow I was behind the machinations of screwing Jackie.
Well, why would you do that?
I was only trying to make his life better. I said, I begged him. I said, Jackie, you've got a great life. Why would you let this explode?
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. You'll pay. I'll leave the show. Your whole career will go away.
But, Howard, the other thing
if he was real honest, he didn't
crazy about this is that he had left many times before.
Yep.
And nothing happened.
Right.
So why did he think that he was going to go on to some career?
I don't know. He always did. He even once said to me, I believe, and I don't know if I have it exactly right, but it was that,
if I wasn't here, my career would have been huge.
Right.
like he sacrificed a lot. Like he could have been his own Jackie the Joke Man Martling without me, and he basically was living under my shadow, and if he had just gone off on his own, who knows what would happen.
Somehow or other, people weren't hiring him because he was on this show.
Yeah. Oh, that was the other thing.
They won't let me on the roast.
I go, why is that?
Well, honestly, I think it's because I work here.
Yeah. You mean you're so funny, but they're keeping you off the roast because you work? I would think putting you on the roast would be advantageous if you're so funny. And working here, why would comedians be against you if you work here?
Well, I think some people at the Friars Club, you make fun of them. And they're going to keep me off the dais. Because...
and I sit there and I roll my eyes because I go, you know what? He's not that funny on the fucking roast. That's why they're not having him on. We did a roast on Channel 9. He accused me of fixing the audience not to laugh at him.
For years. I don't think he ever believed that we didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't get one laugh. I know what you did. Why don't you admit it?
You all got together and you told everybody not to laugh.
I thought I was losing my mind with this guy. This is what I had to deal with. Came back and he was like all upset.
I know what you did.
Gary got laughs. Everyone there got laughs. Richard Simmons got laughs. I mean, everyone. He got up. It was crickets. And he's a professional comedian.
Oh my goodness! That was one of the greatest episodes of a comedian dying on stage ever.
And he goes,
I know what you did. You sabotaged my performance. You made it so the audience wouldn't laugh.
Well, he was devastated that day, but then he came back in on Monday and he said, all right, you can admit it. We were like, admit what?
Yeah, I mean, that's how he got through it. I was Satan. I was always plotting against him. I go, what are you saying, Jackie?
I mean, I didn't get one laugh. I know you rigged the audience.
I said, I don't know how to. I didn't do anything.
No, I know what you did.
You could go ahead and tell me.
And the funny part would be letting me in on the joke.
Wow.
Oh my God, I had it. I had it.
But there were other times that he had decided to leave, and he would send out whatever that packet was.
Yeah.
He would send to people he had met on the show.
Right. He would send to Andrew Dice Clay or Sam Kinison a package saying he's now ready to write for them.
Right.
And then
he's going to be available.
I don't know, one of them called me Sam or Dice and go, hey, well, what is this? We got this package from Jackie. I go, what package? They go, well, he says he's ready to write for us. I go, it's fine with me. I don't care who he writes for. Go nuts. Go write. He goes, I just wanted you to know.
And then he had the great line that, well, Jackie, what are you going to do? When we would talk to him about this on the, I could go punch up scripts.
Where? Who's looking for him to punch up a script?
Well, I'll be like Babalu Mandel.
He locked into that name.
Yeah.
I go, Babalu Mandel writes his own movie scripts, and sometimes they call him in to write. You don't write movie scripts.
No, I could do it.
But you've never written one.
I know I could do it.
Hey, Andrew.
Hello, Howard.
Hey, now.
Hey, now. I was just wondering, why did you keep giving Jackie so many chances? I mean, it looks like he drove you nuts.
You know what? I gave him a lot of chances. I'll tell you this. I genuinely thought he was super talented, and also, I really liked the guy. I mean, there was something very simpatico between us, and I liked him. And I really listen. I've improved a lot in my mental health. Back then, I kind of thought, oh my God, he's his own self. He's his own worst enemy. I'm going to save him. I'm going to get through to him because I know what he's walking away from. It was almost like watching a guy commit suicide. And I'd say to myself, if you saw a guy committing suicide, would you jump in and try and help, or would you let him kill himself? And ultimately, I'd always jump in and try and say, life's worth living.
Yeah, but Jackie was the kind of guy who would take you down with him.
Yeah, that's true. If he was drowning, he'd pull you down and go, you're going to. But I didn't see it at the time. I just saw it as like, you know what? He's a talented guy. He's a nice guy. I enjoy his vibe. You know, we had many good times together. And I said, this guy, I really thought of him as a friend. And I said, you know, I have a friend who's a little bit out of it. He doesn't understand that he's got something good going. And, you know, my life, I've always learned if you have something good, really, before you let it go, make sure you understand what you're giving up.
Well, you say that many times to actors who come in here who, you know, have hit shows. Don't leave, milk it, run the
Absolutely.
whole game.
And
you scream about Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, and I said it about Conan O'Brien. You know that Ashton Kutcher in 2.5 Men is doing better than when Charlie Sheen was on it?
Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Well, whether you understand it or not,
that's what's happening.
That's what is happening. And so Charlie Sheen, I'm sure he's sitting at home today going, what the fuck did I do?
Well,
Why did I badmouth?
They just announced that, was it FX or one of those?
Yeah, he's going to have a new show.
Picked up this new show, but whether that will work
is a big question mark. And he probably says to himself, I actually like Chuck Lorre. I don't know why the guy created a hit show.
I had a great thing going there.
Chuck Lorre sat there and wrote all week while I sat around and had party. I had the cushiest job in the business. The cush. You understand? So I used to look at Jackie and I'd say, I'm going to get through to this guy. I'm going to put my brain in his head. You know, he says he owns half my brain. I'm going to give him half of my brain and go, Jackie, I'm a guy who's been in radio a long time. I've struggled with it. I know what it is to make a living in it. We've got a great situation. You've got Mel Karmazin who's willing to pay you. I mean, he had no idea what he had. I said, you don't know, an opportunity like this doesn't come along all the time. You've got something good. Go with it. Yeah, and it was like watching a guy. You know, if I had been in the room with Artie when he tried to commit suicide, I would have tried to stop him.
Right.
And the same with Jackie. He was committing suicide. I said, I looked at him. I took him on that plane. I said, Jackie, you're eating steak. You know, Jackie loved to eat.
Oh, my God. Did he love room service?
I said, you're on a plane. You got room service. You're in the best hotels.
Remember the time we walked in and he had ordered 2 of everything?
You're making a bunch of dough. I see over there you got a newspaper. You're checking your stocks. You're a gentleman. I said, you're hanging around with a bunch of friends who want to suck you down with them. You're listening to too many people. Listen to me. I'm your friend. You got to go say, you're just trying to get more for yourself. You're trying to trick me. I was the enemy. And I wanted to say to him, you're wrong. You don't understand what I'm saying. I care about you. No, you don't. You're just having my cousin who almost got into baseball. No, he doesn't. Yeah.
You know, Jason came to me while you were talking, and you were talking about the roast before. And Jason said, you know, I've always heard Howard talk about the roast, but I've never heard it was that bad. So JD pulled it, and I listened to the first 4 jokes, and it's funny because I remember the day, again, I don't think we'll get too far into it, but I remember the day, it was Jackie's big moment.
Right.
And
because he was a roast expert.
And I said to Jason, I remember that I went out, I got a book of bad, sticky jokes, and that was going to be my route. I'm going to do bad, sticky jokes. And
you got laughs.
You got great laughs.
I got laughs because there was no expectation. Jackie did almost my exact jokes.
Right.
But Jackie was supposed to be a very comedian. I don't even want to hear it, but I listened to it, and it is fucking funny. It's like Gary Bates, too.
Is this where I supposedly rigged the audience?
Yes. But I'm telling you that, like, there were too many people there for us to tell for it to be that silent.
It was a room full of people.
Howard, here's a man who takes credit for everything you say, yet the only thing funny about him is his belly button.
So true.
Please welcome the very
That was a good line. So far, so good.
Everything's going very upset. Jackie, the joke man, Martin.
Yeah, let's see this. This is a big moment. I remember sitting there on that day thinking, if he bombs, my life's going to be hell.
But who would have expected him to bomb?
And I was sitting there going, I better try and interject a few things to make it funny.
Look, you can't get out of the chair.
Let me see what happens now. Shut up. This is his big moment. Now it's your show.
This is Jackie Uncensored.
Yeah, we'll see how funny this is, Robin.
Jackie Uncensored and unedited.
All right, give him a chance.
Stereo morons right here.
Go ahead, all right.
8 years I've waited to call you Big Bird to your face, you gawky bastard.
All right, go ahead.
You're not going to laugh at one thing I say.
No, that's right.
We'll laugh when they laugh.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's the deal. Okay, Howard.
Go ahead, get out all your anger.
Howard Stern.
That's good.
You take away his looks, his body, his charm, and his personality, and what have you got? Howard Stern. Gary laughed at that.
Gary.
People say to me, Jackie, how can Howard act like such a jerk? It's simple, he's not acting. Oh, this is
good. Now you realize
I'm doing so much better than Henny, but at least he was old.
At least
Howard.
now you realize that you need me.
Write me a joke.
That's what you realize. You need me.
I absolutely got to have you.
Go ahead, continue with your act.
I admit that Howard does work hard. He had to search far and wide to find a producer whose face he could make fun of.
All right, anyway, it's painful. But I listen.
But you remember he walked off the show on Monday.
Yes.
That was another.
Why did he walk off?
We would never admit.
We wouldn't admit that we rigged the audience.
And he walked
He
off?
said, "I need a mental health day." Yes, you remember?
Yeah.
He goes, "Howard, admit it." You go, "I'm not going to admit it because it didn't happen." He was very upset, so he left.
He left the show.
He left the show.
Took a day.
Mental health day.
Good Lord.
You put up with a lot of shit.
I did.
And you're sitting there going, "God, I put up with a lot of shit."
What about my mental health? It was such an elaborate thing that we rigged him first with bad jokes, then we rigged the audience.
Well, how could we do that? Because he did his own material.
We
so
hypnotized
couldn't get in there.
I hypnotized him. He was the Manchurian comedian. Come on.